Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. I've done it. I've just done that and now I've done that. Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. This is the Manchester United watch along for the game against West Ham, which is a massive game for Manchester United tonight. I have got the North London derby on for anybody who's watching it. Half an hour to go in that and it's 1-1. But Manchester United up against West Ham in a must-win game today for Manchester. Actually, it's not a must-win game, and I actually predict that this game will probably end up being a draw. But massive game for Manchester United today. And I think if we win it, we'll be talking about this in a few minutes' time because I've got some early team news to bring you as well. But if we win this game, I think top four is on lockdown. Now, look, you know, I'm never afraid to sort of make those predictions. I said in lockdown last year that I felt that Manchester United would get third. You know, we weren't in the top four. Some people felt that we wouldn't even get top four in lockdown last year because we weren't in the top four. I said I think we'll get third. People said you're an idiot. I said sometimes you're right, but on this one you're wrong, and we will get third. And I think if we win tonight, I'm happy to go on statement and say that we will get top four if we win today. There's still 9 games to go, and we have got an injury crisis. We've still got to play people like Liverpool and Spurs and other difficult games. But I think it will be that impactful for Manchester United if they win today, which will be difficult. Now, of course, we have got cases we're going to lose. I'm going into this game, I said it on Twitter today, I'm going into this game with... Look, and also watch out what we've got coming for you in about... when Flex comes on. You're going to love what we've changed in the studio for that. But I said about the game today that I do feel... Look, remember last week before the Man City game, I came on full of bravado, Billy Big Bollocks. I'm like, yes, we're going to get a result today. I demand a result today. And I fully expect there to be a result. Well, he's given a penalty here at Arsenal, just to let you know. He's given a penalty here. Michael Oliver, he says, I'm going to check it on VAR, but I think he's given a penalty, and he has. But I expect Manchester United to win today. I do. I expect them to win. I think it will be a win for Manchester United. I've just got that feeling. You know what it is? I got that feeling. I've got that. Is it a penalty? He's already hit the shot. It's a FIFA penalty. I've never seen that given before. If that's a penalty, it's a FIFA penalty. The ball's already gone. So you can get I've never seen that given before. I mean, technically it is a penalty because there is a foul, but the ball's gone. It's a FIFA penalty for Arsenal there. You don't normally see them get given after the shot has been played. Lacazette's already messed up the shot, and then it's been given. So Arsenal have got a penalty here. You might feel somewhat hard done by if you're a Spurs fan on that, because it is a FIFA penalty, of which I've spoken about many a time. Let's just see what happens with it. So it's Lacazette on it. Mark, quick off topic. No, Ronaldo heard the haters, got a hat-trick in the first half. Never doubt Ronaldo. Never doubt Ronaldo. I'll tweet about it in a bit. And he puts it in the bottom corner. It's a good penalty by Lacazette. You're shit, mate. I don't know what you're shouting at the camera for. You're just a French Charlie Austin. You actually are bang average. I'd score the goals you scored in an Arsenal shirt. You're not that good. I don't know why you think you are. But anyway, Arsenal winning in the mid-table North London derby. This game today is about the top four. If Manchester United were to lose today, we would be 3 points behind, 3 points ahead of West Ham, but they've got a game in hand. So it would be really, really interesting in relation to the race for the top four. But I think that I think look, the fact that we've got an injury crisis, the fact that some of our fan base is going in on Ollie, the fact that it's a game that if we win it, I think we've more or less got top four done. I've just got that siege mentality. I've got my siege mentality feel on, and I think that's how I feel about this game today. You know, I'm behind this team, and I reckon that will be the team, by the way. I do think Diallo's going to start. I know Rashford's part of the squad, which means he probably will start, but I can't see that Rashford's fit to play 90 minutes. So surely Rashford's part of the squad if we need him. Hopefully we won't. I just don't think Rashford should be starting, but we'll see what happens on that one. But yeah, 2-1 to Arsenal in the North London derby. They've been the better side as well. James is starting, says Rohan. I mean, mate, did you see that tweet going round? I put a tweet out saying Harry Maguire's starting just to take the piss. Because, Luke Shaw's starting. Dean Henderson's starting. We know the team. That's the team. Apart from, it'll be Diallo and Rashford. You can pick the United team today. There's no glory in saying Dan James is starting or Wan-Bissaka's starting or Fred's starting. He will pick that team that's on the page right there. Unless he decides to start Rashford. That's going to be the team. Omar says he won't start Ahmed. Well, I've put him in there, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I've got that siege mentality. I believe in this team. And as I said, look, there's so many people. I've seen so many things today that just really irritate me. Like how I've actually seen people saying on social media, all these Ollie sympathisers clearly showing themselves as being pro-Glazer. What? So now, if you actually want to stick with Ollie till the end of the season, you're pro-Glazer. How's about if you want to sack a manager in March when we're second in the league and in 2 clubs? You're a fucking idiot. Like, who would do that? I understand that people might not want Ollie to be their manager, but what idiot would sack a manager right now in the position we're in? I'm not saying he's going to be the right man, but apparently, if you now want to stick with Ollie till May, you're pro-Glazer. What sort of Pratt hat are these people wearing? Also, can I just say as well, there's an abundance of evidence that this board is incompetent and didn't back its manager. Let's not forget, Ollie wanted Sancho last summer. He wanted Haaland last Christmas. He wanted a centre-back last summer. He wanted Jude Bellingham as well. Now, yeah, let's be critical of the way Ollie plays football sometimes. Let's be critical of this favouritism or whatever you want to call it. But let's not turn a blind eye to the real problem at Manchester United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanted Haaland. He wanted Sancho. He wanted Bellingham. And he wanted a centre-back. And he got none of them. So, I think what some people are trying to do now is, if you are willing to give Ollie till May, or if you back Ollie, you are now pro-Glazer, and Ollie's as big a cancer to the club as the Glazers are, which is just completely and utterly ridiculous. We've got a massive game tonight. If we win this game, we basically get top 4, which would give him a contract anyway. So what do people want? What do people want? Because I'm willing to have the chat. I just don't get what they want anymore. Because wanting Ollie gone, well, that's an ideal. It's idealistic. It's not going to happen, is it? It's not going to happen right here, right now. It's a penalty because he didn't go for a ball, says Lewis Brannigan. There we go. Breaking news, Ollie will be manager today, says Sean Atwood. Hi Mark, any chance of you getting you to wish a happy birthday to Bruno, please? He's 1 year old today and been watching the United stand with me since he was 8 weeks old. Thanks for all the top content, says Andy and Bruno. And Bruno's a German Shepherd, so happy birthday to him. Lacquer is back. Martial Who, says Zane. Zane, you've actually followed me from That's Football to here, and yet Arsenal are playing. I want Maguire gone, says Rich. Leaked team news, Mark, says Tariq. Is Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Lindelof, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Rashford, Bruno, James and Greenwood. So yeah, it will be, I thought he'd start Rashford. Could you wish my girlfriend Lauren a happy first Mother's Day from Ireland? Come on United, 3-1 tonight, says Craig Fitzgerald. Yeah, look, if anybody wants to do little super chats, happy Mother's Days and stuff like that, I totally understand what you're getting at. I've been doing this myself, cooked a meal, did everything nice, even washed the pots because football's on tonight. So there's a lot of people who are, Man United are playing, but it's Mother's Day. So if you need to do those things, I'm happy to help you out. I get it. I get it. How do you... Okay, that's okay. Can you say happy Mother's Day to Sarah? Says Sarah. For yourself? Is it for yourself? And Lacazette is nothing compared to Martial. Yeah, don't give Zayn any air. He'll disappear very very soon. Much like Arsenal's top 4 hopes, they're gone. They are gone. Okay, so yeah, look, the team I think is going to be that. By the sounds of it, it may well be that Ahmed is not going to start. Lovely cross there. Spurs should have bloody equalised there. I predicted 2-2 in the North London derby, by the way, so I might end up getting it right. We'll see. Oh dear me, what's going on here? 1 minute. No, it's fine. Nothing going on there. Okay. Tayab says Ahmed brings the right-hand side to life. Well, hopefully you'll get a bit of game time. Hopefully you'll get on. That's what I would say. Can you say Happy Mother's Day to Sky, says Robbie Wood. And would Haaland come to United after that keen tackle on his dad, says David Nayali. I think that's just a myth that's floating around, David. Probably started on Talk Sport, Talk Shite, really. Could you wish my girlfriend? I've done that one from Craig as well. Mother's Day is today. It's not in May. If you think it's in May, you might be in trouble. It is not in May. It is today. And happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. Oh, it's getting on my bloody nerves. It was doing this morning. Has anybody had that problem with their computer before where your mouse starts pissing about? I've changed the battery in it as well. It's just moving around the screen like a mad one. It's like stuttery across my screen. Really annoying. What's going on here? Let's have a look. That seems to be alright to me. I can't do this. I can't do this for 3 hours. I can't stream like this with a mouse that's juttering. It's only Mother's Day in the UK. I wonder if it's anything to do with this. I can unplug that, yeah. Unplug that. Unplug that. Put that in there. And straight away, it's better. There we go. I know what it was. I haven't watched Ronaldo, Jack. Why are Arsenal fans so annoying? I can't read your name. And did you get a new chair? I've had this chair for a couple of weeks now. I've got to read this out. Tubbo says, Happy Mother's Day to Sky Sports from Marcus Rashford and Dean Henderson. If you know, you know. Actually, there are 2 Mother's Days in America and Mother's Days in May, says Mark. Okay, there you go. And Windows and Apple updates this week screws up everything for a week, says Robert. Yes, I think you're right. And good job, Mark, says Fahim. So yeah, I think this is such a big game. I think we've got to be up for this. We've got to be up for this. In the US, Mother's Day is in May, says Jacob. Okay. We've got to be up for this game because if you look at the league, that's what I was going to have a look at. If you look at the league table, this is such a massive opportunity for Manchester United today. I know we've got a bit of injury issues, but look, all eyes on people like Fred and McTominay and Maguire and Lindelof today. They can have good games, and if they can have a good game today and get, I'm looking for a clean sheet and I'm looking for a win. I'm hoping West Ham are going to play like they did in the FA Cup, where they weren't really adventurous. But my worry about West Ham today is that if Antonio plays up front, we've not played against West Ham with Antonio. We played them before Christmas. They didn't have Antonio. Remember when we played West Ham before Christmas and we were 1-0 down at half time? Pogba scored that good goal in the second half where they thought the ball might have gone out of play. I think Dean Henderson played in goal that game as well for some reason. I'm pretty sure Dean Henderson played that game. I can't remember why. But anyway, so we were 1-0 down at half time, but we should have been 3 or 4-0 down. I think they had Haller playing up front, and he's crap. If they'd had Antonio, I think that game would have gone to bed. And he didn't play against us in the FA Cup. And I actually think Eric Bailly would have suited this game better because Antonio is quick and he's strong. So Lindelof and Maguire, I hope they're not going to play too deep, and I hope McFred and are not going to play too deep as well. But if you look at the league table, 54 points for United, massive win for Leicester today has took them up to second on 56. As I said, we're 6 points ahead of West Ham. We are 3 points ahead of Chelsea, and we're in third place at the moment. If we were to win today, we would go back into second on 57 points. That would put us 6 points ahead of Chelsea, having played the same amount of games, who are in fourth, and 9 points ahead of West Ham, who have got a game in hand, but bloody hell, 9 points is a lot. Everton lost again yesterday, so they're even further back. Spurs are not going to win here by the looks of it. They're not going to win, so they're not close. Liverpool have to pull off a madness. They've only got 10 games left. They can only get 73 points if they win all 10. And we would be on 57, which is only 16 points from 73. So if we can find a win today, and look, I'm even saying, if we win this game 1-0 and West Ham deserve to win and we scrape a 1-0 undeserved win, I'm still going to sit there high-fiving saying what a great result that is. What a great result that is. Mark, why don't you wear United Stand t-shirts for the matches anymore? Sales must have dropped these days, says Steve Mack. It's too cold, mate. Hi, Mark. Could you wish Mum Elaine a happy Mother's Day, says Finn and Smith. It's not my mum, it's Finnan's mum. Happy birthday to Elaine. Leatherface, Mark, have you heard about this young winger from Korea? People are comparing him to Hun Song. His name is... No, I'm not going to read that out because it's probably racist. If it's McFragaluf and James again, this is going to be a rough watch, says Upbeat Sarcastic. Well, it might be a rough watch, but we've got to find the win. That's what we need to do. And Rob Harthley says, hey Mark, hope you and your family had a nice Mother's Day. What are your thoughts for the summer? Long drawn out, overhyped with no substance as per usual, question mark. Well, I think it will be Rob. I think it will be Rob because that's basically what we're going to expect to happen, isn't it? Because red card for Lamella. Red card for Lamella. I didn't see what happened. Let's have a watch back here. Oh, he's... Did worse against Martial. I tell you what, he did worse against Anthony Martial. I didn't really think that was a red. I don't know what anyone else thinks. He just puts his arm out. Well, he's got the red. I don't know what anybody thought about that. If you're watching the North London derby, I thought, oh, it's a second yellow. Second yellow. Yeah, fair enough. I didn't know he had a yellow already. Rashford starting. I'm just going to change the team. So, I mean, look, Marcus Rashford's one of our best players. I'm not going to be disappointed because Marcus Rashford's playing. I think there's a lot of people who are going to take it as a negative and go, oh, you know, I wanted Diallo to start. The reality is, if you've got a choice between Marcus Rashford or Diallo, you're going to go with Marcus Rashford. I totally agree with that. I'm not going to argue with that. My only fear is Marcus Rashford needs to have a good game, because if Marcus Rashford isn't fit, this blows up on Ollie, doesn't it? So I think that's the main thing for me is he fit to play? And what if he gets injured, like Daniel McLeod just said? Hey Mark, do you remember me? Says Mateus. And also on Tuesday, it's my birthday, so can you remember please and wish me a happy birthday on Tuesday? Mateus, I doubt I'm going to remember that, but happy birthday to you, by the way, for Tuesday. Can I just draw your attention to United Stand Picks, which is above me? Links in the video description. If you've already downloaded it, it's just a reminder to people who've already downloaded it. Rashford starting, says Robert McCormack. Yeah, what do people think about that? Just a reminder to people that if you've downloaded it, play it. It's free to play because you've already downloaded it. £1,000 cash prize pot again. 12 questions to do with the game today. It'll be things like, will Rashford score? Will United score in the first half? Will they score in the second half? What's the score going to be? 12 match-related questions, free to enter. You must be over 18 because we're giving away cash prizes. Terms and conditions are in the video description. The link to download it is in the video description, or the link to play it, if you've already downloaded it, is in the video description. £1,000 cash prize pot, and there is a live leaderboard once the game kicks open as well, so you can see how you're doing in relation to your points. A bit of fun. All to do with the game you're going to be watching anyway. Free to enter. You must be over 18 though. Links in the video description if you want to download it and play. You've still got time to do that. And if you already downloaded it, you may as well play it anyway. Rashford starts has come through. So yeah, Marcus Rashford starts. How's your day, Mark? Is she good? I'm looking forward to this game tonight. I feel a sense of motivation, siege mentality. I really do feel like there's a moment here tonight. If we win this game, I think top four is done. Of course, we've still got to go and win other games, but I just feel that it will give us that gap. I've always said that, and I remember Sir Alex Ferguson saying it, so I probably learned it off him. I've always said that I'd rather have points on the table than games in hand. And yeah, look, Everton have got a game in hand. Spurs have got a game in hand. Tottenham have got a game in hand. But do Everton look like they're going to go and win 4 games in a row? Do Spurs look like they're going to win 4 games in a row? No, they don't. So at the end of the day, we are in the position. We're in the box seat. So if we win this game, then it gives us that momentum to go and do it. I'm just writing a tweet here. How many goals has Ronaldo got today? Someone said he's nearly got 6 goals. You're joking. I'm not having that. I'm going to have to check this. No, he's got 3. He's on a hat-trick. 3-0 up against Cagliari. Inter Milan are going to win the league, though. But Ronaldo, absolutely superb from him. Hat-trick for Ronaldo. Love the tweet, says Alex. Yeah, check my tweet out on @MarkGoldbridge. So yeah, Arsenal winning the North London derby. I mean, that does us. I want to say thanks to Arsenal, actually. I mean, I always laugh at Arsenal losing, but in the context of the top 4 race, it's a very good result for us and Chelsea and everybody else. So, you know, if you're in the top 4, good result. Paul Robinson says that Eriksen's going to get a trophy before Kane, and have you jinxed today's game? Says I can't. It's impossible for me to jinx a game. So, you know, as I've always said, if you believe in jinxes, then you know what, go and play with your My Little Ponies or your Action Men, because you belong in a nursery, really. There's no such thing as a jinx in football. Because Mark Goldbridge says, I think we're going to win, which I haven't actually said. My prediction on the preview was that it would be a draw, if you can remember correctly. But you can't jinx a game. You can't jinx a game. You can just have an opinion. So my opinion is that I think it will be a draw today. And I don't think a draw is necessarily a bad result, but I just want us to win. I feel like if we win, it would be top 4 on toast. So yeah, I want to see that. Harry Kane's just scored, but he was offside, by the way. That is the lineup. We will get it officially in a minute, but that is the lineup. Mark, did you see Leicester versus Sheffield United? No, I didn't. Renate with a sticker. She always does as a sticker. Thanks, Renate. How have you been lately, says Gustav. And been good. Thanks for the super chat, Joseph Tyrrell. Thanks everyone who's doing the super chats, by the way. Do that through the $ if you so wish. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Rashford shouldn't be playing. That decision is not on us. That is not on us. This is on the Manchester United medical team. I'm going to write it down for the after-match reaction, because I always like to do that sort of thing. But that is not on us. Is it? It's on the manager. And if the manager is playing somebody not fit, then the manager's a prat. But why is Rashford able to play, but Pogba, Cavani, Van der Beek and everyone else are not able to play injured as well? So I think Rashford must be very close to fitness. That is going to be the lineup. Yeah, thank God Jose isn't our manager anymore, says Jack Brown. I like Jose. I think he's a box office manager, but I think he's finished, and I've said that for quite a while. And you know, I actually thought the Spurs lineup today was a very good attacking lineup, but they didn't play like that at all. We've got Leicester and Milan coming up, says Nathaniel. We have, but I also think that, look, if I'm sat here as a fan, as I am, in all fairness, saying that if we win against West Ham, I think we've got top 4 locked down, but if we lose, we open up the door. Do you not go into this game and try and win it? Or do you go, oh, we've got bigger games next week? I think Ollie's got to try and win this game. Manchester United have always got to try and win every game. And Rashford makes us stronger. Rashford makes us stronger, doesn't he? So I think that, United we've got to try and win this game, and I think he's right to pick Rashford as long as he's fit. But JG736 makes a very good point. He says Rashford's been crap lately. That's why. Well, look, if you don't want Rashford to start because you think he's crap, that's up to you. I would start Rashford. I don't think he is crap. I think he's been one of our better players this year. The problem is if Rashford doesn't have a good game because he's not feeling 100%, then it will backfire if we lose. I'm not going to say that N21 because I'm not stupid. Our medical staff is rubbish. A small bruise and they're out for a few months, says Coco. And every game is a cup final now, says Fezil. Yeah, look, the kickoff is 7:15, so team news is going to come out in the next 2 minutes. Dan James is a terrible player, says Benson White. But, you know what? I don't rate Maguire and Lindelof. I think he could pick Eric Bailly. I don't rate McFred, but he can't pick anybody else. I would never pick Matic. We've got nobody else. He's got to pick McTominay and Fred. I don't rate them. So all that can happen, the only positive that can happen with me is they have a good game, because I would definitely pick them. And I think that's where, for me, look, other games this season, I wouldn't have picked them. There were other options. I mean, look, we've put Paul Pogba on the right wing or the left wing and still picks McFred. I think that's terrible tactics from Solskjaer. But tonight, he hasn't got Pogba. So he hasn't got Van der Beek. He hasn't got anybody else. And I'm definitely picking McTominay and Fred over Matic. So I don't rate McTominay and Fred, but I hope they have a really good game because we've got nobody else. Bruno's got to play. Dan James, again, fits into that category. You might not rate Dan James, but he's got to play. There's nobody else. Hopefully Rashford just gets an hour so we don't risk him getting an injury and then bring on Ahmed, says Kevin. Well, that might be part of the plan, yeah. We do miss Pogba. Of course we miss Pogba, Bods, because he's better than anything that we've got. You don't have to be pro Pogba to realise that we miss Pogba, because what you're basically saying is, would you rather have Pogba or would you rather have McFred and Matic? Well, I'd rather have Mark Noble than McFred. I would, because he actually can play that role. So, of course, we miss Paul Pogba. Yeah, of course we do. The team's disappeared off the screen because I've gone zoomed in. Why are you all sleeping on James, says Runa. I don't think anybody's sleeping on Dan James. I think everyone's had a pint of coffee on Dan James and I think they've made their mind up. We all hope that he can be a good player, but I think we all know that he's a very limited player in the fact that he's never going to be a player that pings the ball around like Bruno or Mata. He's a get the head down and run. You know, give him the ball. Hopefully he can run into space. But, you know, a game like this against West Ham might not be the ideal game for Dan James. But as I said, we've got nobody else. So we go with what we go with. Simple as that, everybody. Simple as that. Right. Team news is officially out. Let me just get it up on the screen for you. I've got a little something for you. Na 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 na. I'm up for this. I'm up for this. I'm up for this. It's a massive, massive game. Here it is. Henderson, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka. Sorry. Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, Lindelof, Maguire, Fred, McTominay, Dan James, Marcus Rashford, Mason Greenwood, as expected. The bench is Bishop, Grant, Telles, Bailly, Twansebi, Williams, Matic, Ahmed, Shoretire. So absolutely no surprises. Apart from Marcus Rashford being fit to play, that is the team we would have predicted. Still no Martial, still no Van der Beek, still no Pogba, still no Cavani, no Juan Mata as well. So still missing, I would say, 4 first teamers really. 4 attacking first teamers as well. But it's... I've just read something. Shout out to George Kyle in the mod group. He's just said, he's just put a quote up about Ollie and Rashford, and it basically says, I'm going to use it. Oh, Greenwood, off the line. That bloody great. Kane's just hit the post from a free kick. But yeah, on Ollie, it's just a quote associating Ollie and Rashford, and it's like, I'm going to use him like a bar of soap until there's nothing left. Ollie hasn't actually said that, but yeah, we've got 2 goalkeepers on the bench again, which just shows you how threadbare our first team squad actually is at the moment. But James starts on the Rashford on the left, Greenwood leads the line is the way that we're going to go. Yeah, it's certainly threadbare for Manchester United, isn't it? It is. We can't lie about that. Bruno starts. I don't know why people... Oh, let me get it back here. There's the team. Sorry, it's on the screen there. So Henderson, Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, and Luke Shaw, McFred, Bruno, Rashford, James, and Greenwood. I think of more relevance, I just want to have a quick look at what the West Ham side is, because, as I said, we haven't played against Antonio this season. So, is he playing for them? Yes, he is. Fabianski, Kufal, Diop, Dawson, Cresswell, Johnson, Rice, Soucek, Noble, Bowen, Antonio. So, looks to me like they're playing a 5-3-2. I think. Cresswell, Dawson, Diop, Kufal. Johnson is a defender. So, Antonio and Bowen would be the two. Rice, Soucek, Noble. So, it looks like quite a defensive lineup for West Ham, really. I mean, Noble, Soucek and Rice... could be a very... I mean, look. I don't necessarily know if West Ham are going to play a 5-3-2, but if they are, they can't play Lingard because he's not cup tied. He's a low knee. But 3-5-2 says Skipper, and that's going to be a difficult lineup for Manchester United to deal with in the midfield. It could play into McTominay and Fred's hands though, because what McTominay and Fred give up in creativity, and to be honest with you, when I say give up, I mean they don't have. They do if they put the batteries in the Duracell Bunny, they can run around a lot. So it could be a bit of a battle in there. But West Ham look to me like they're playing a bit defensive, and that's what John David O'Hara's just said, which could play into our hands. Sup, Bridge, it's my birthday. Hope you're having a good day, says Fat Boy. Hope you're having a good day as well. And at this point, I'm convinced that James and McTominay blow Ollie. No other reason for them being picked, says Karen. Well, Karen, there is nobody else to be picked, I think, at the moment. And Dean says, do you worry about Lindelof and Maguire up against Antonio? Yes. I would have picked Eric Bailly. Beryl Carpenter, thanks for the super chat. And I did see that someone said Rashford has been trashed this season. He's the second best winger stat-wise. We were first in the start of the season, says Don Ollie. Yeah, it might be unpopular, but I would pick Rashford over Diallo if he's fit, because he's experienced, and we need a bit of experience in that team. Of course, the big question is he fit? Do you think Lingard gives insider tips on United, says Matt Carell? And United app says Rashford's playing up front, says Ashley Crane. Well, we'll see. They don't always get it right, do they? But yeah, I think that it's going to be interesting in relation to how we line up in the midfield and how West Ham approach this game. Maybe they're going to try and hit us on the break. But the only change I would make to that team, and I don't get stressed about it anymore because I just think the proof's always in the pudding, but I'll repeat it again. I've said it so many times now. I wouldn't start Maguire and Lindelof. I think it's a mistake to pick Maguire and Lindelof. Hopefully it won't be a losing mistake, but I just think you can still get a good result and it be a mistake. Some people don't seem to understand that, because if we win this game 1-0 or we get a 0-0 and I have a go at Maguire and Lindelof, people will say, well, what are you on about? We kept a clean sheet. Are we not trying to win games and play good football? Because this seems to be the biggest reason why people don't want Ollie as manager, even though we're second in the league. So, if winning games well is what fans want, then I don't see that we're ever going to do that with Lindelof and Maguire, because everyone has to babysit them. So I would have played Eric Bailly in this game, because I think Eric Bailly gives the team more thrust. We play a higher line. It frees up the midfield more. And also, Mikel Antonio is quicker than Lindelof and Maguire. So, look, one sentence why I wouldn't pick Maguire and Lindelof. How are Maguire and Lindelof going to deal with the pace and strength of Antonio? Well, you know how they're going to do it. They're going to play deep, and they're going to ask McFred to play deep, and they're going to ask Wan-Bissaka to tuck in. And this is where problems happen for United. So I would have played Bailly, and I think this is why we need a centre-back. And I get tired of people saying, oh, Goldbridge and his minions talking about we need a pacey centre-back like it's the only attribute. It's not the only attribute. You know what it is? It's watching a game of football with Manchester United in it and saying we need a quick centre-back. It's not about playing FIFA and wanting a quick striker. We need a quick centre-back because we play so fucking deep, because we haven't got one. And today we're up against a striker who's quick. So let's have a look at the defensive line, because they won't want to leave themselves exposed. And if we do play a high line, Wan-Bissaka will be tucking in. Harry Kane shoots it over the bar. That's going to be 2-1 to Arsenal. Ibrahim says, what do you think of moving Lindelof to CDM and Bay at centre-back? Any player can do a better job than McFred, says Ibrahim. Well, I wouldn't mind playing Twansebi at CDM. Moyes is definitely playing defensively to hit us on the counter, as it's the way to beat Magaluf at the back. Antonio is quick and strong up top, says Daniel Rose. Hi Mark, been following this channel for a while from the US. Congratulations on 1 million. We need to come out blazing and get the win. We can't afford a top 4 squabble, says Adewola. I agree. We're 15 minutes away from something really exciting on the channel as well. It's something new. I think you're going to like it. So the countdown starts, 15 minutes. Please smash a like on the video, subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Huge opportunity for United. If I said to you that the sorry, I've just had some news here. Big win for Arsenal there. If I said to you that Everton lost yesterday, Chelsea drew yesterday, Spurs have lost today, obviously Liverpool are playing Wolves tomorrow, and we're playing West Ham. What an opportunity. What an opportunity. Woo! No, I'm not celebrating yet, but what an opportunity this is. Everybody in the top race has stuttered. And this is what I'm talking about. Some people don't want Solskjaer to be a manager. These people are getting blood pressure. You're gonna end up on blood pressure tablets, right? You're getting yourself pumped up about something that you don't need to. He's not going anywhere if we get top 4. And if we win today, we've basically got top 4. I'm going to say this right here, right now. I don't care if this gets clipped. I'm going to say it right here now. If Man United beat West Ham, forget about it. Top 4 is done. So he gets his contract anyway. It shouldn't be being announced while the season's on. That's just amateurish. But if we get top 4, he gets a new contract. If we beat West Ham today, top 4 is basically in our hands. Locked down. Get it downloaded. Because Spurs can't... What people worry about top 4. I think West Ham are probably the last team I'm worried about. Everton have just lost 2 in a row, including Sean Dyche. Even I beat Everton, Goldbridge. So they've gone. Spurs, they've bottled it. Liverpool are bloody miles off. Chelsea drew yesterday, but Chelsea are 4th. I'm not really worried about Chelsea. It's the teams 5th down that are our problem. And none of them can find any consistency. And we've got the points on the board. And if we can get 3 points today, there's still 30 points up for grabs. I do agree with that. There's still 30 points up for grabs. But what people don't appreciate is 30 points up for grabs. Yeah, there are still 30 points up for grabs. But Spurs can only get 75 points if they win all their games. Well, they're not going to do that. Liverpool can only get 73 points if they win all their games. Everton can only get 76 points if they win all their games. They're not going to do it. They're not going to win all their games. They're going to end up with about 67 points, I think, those teams. And even then, they've still got to win 7 out of 10. So Manchester United, if we win today, we're 13 points off 70, which will get us top 4. 13 points away from 7 if we win today. Well, 13 points is only really 4 wins out of 10. Easily to do. So I don't look at how close people are to us. I look at what they've got to do in the last 10 games, which is basically win 8 or 9 games. They ain't going to do that. They're not consistent enough. Greenwood needs to play striker, says Ashikta. Just because he doesn't play doesn't mean he should. Don't want to hinder his development. Play James and Rashi on the wings instead. I think Greenwood will play down the middle. Forget top 4, Mark. We need to aim for second, says Marvin. I agree we do. But I think we all are grown up here and know that if we get top 4, Solskjaer's getting a new contract. Well, what we actually know is, even if we don't get top 4, he's getting a new contract because they basically offered to him anyway. Declan Rice is playing. I don't know what people want me to fix about the formation because that's the formation Manchester United play. So I don't know what people are talking about. Right. Yeah. So unfortunately, we still have Prats in the live comments who think that the Manchester United app or the bloody BBC app or whatever app is right. I tell you what, Manchester United's app and the formation has been wrong about 50% of the time. So I'm not putting Rashford up front because of the MUFC app. They've been wrong so many times. And also, if you're a seasoned United Stand viewer, we don't change the formation based on apps. We'll change it on our eyes in the first few minutes if it needs to. So I'm going to stick with that, because the reality is we have been playing Greenwood up front recently, so I'm going to stick with that. So let's wait till the game starts, as KA says. I think somebody just said, what do you think West Ham's threat is? Set pieces, because we're crap at set pieces and they've got good people in the air. Dawson's brilliant in the air for them. I'm interested to see how we're going to score goals today. I think the goals need to come from keeping the ball on the ground, because we haven't really got the players to get on the end of crosses, and they've got very good defenders like Dawson and Diop. Soucek as well defensively as well as offensively. Mark, will Ollie waste whole summer chasing Haaland, says Rudy. Well, I hope he's not that stupid. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We've got something fantastic coming up for you in about 10 minutes time. You will see it, literally see it. Subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're on the road to 1,006,000, which is fantastic. And also, don't forget to play United Stand Picks if you've downloaded it already. The link is in the video description to play it. You must be over 18, but it is free to play. And the reason you've got to be over 18 is there's another £1,000 cash prize pot to play for. 12 questions to do with the game. Answer those questions. It will be like yes or no. Will United score in the first half? Will they score in the second half? Will Bruno get an assist? You get points for every question you get right. There's a live leaderboard on the app once the game kicks off. And people at the top of the leaderboard will share out the cash pot prize of £1,000. So links in the video description. It's free to play. If you've already downloaded it from previous weeks, just get on there and play, because it's free. You may as well do it. If you haven't, download it. Links in the video description. Terms and conditions are there. Please play responsibly, because you've got to be over 18. But it is free to play. There's no hidden charges or anything like that. It's free to play. £1,000 cash prize pot, and you've got to get playing before kickoff, so you've only got about half an hour to do that. Flex is going to be on in a minute, 10 minutes in fact. Get excited for this. It's a new thing on the United Stand, and you're going to like it. Rashi will only play 45 minutes as Hamza. Well, no, I think he'll play 90. And Bello, I've gone with a draw as well. Get your score predictions in. But I've gone with 90 in this, because I think that I think if he could only play 45 minutes, you wouldn't start him. Because if there was a risk in playing him, you wouldn't start him, because you'd only use him if you need him. If you're starting him, then that to me suggests that he will play 90 minutes. So there we go. Yeah, I'm excited to show you what we've got. Please smash a like on video, although you might want to save your like for what you're about to see. A lot of people going 2-1. I'm going to go 1-1. Lamella got sent off. What goes around comes around, says Aradia. Yeah, but I wish it had come around against us instead of bloody Arsenal. Although the result does help us. Big thanks to... In fact, I'll tweet that. I'll just wind them up a bit. This will really wind them up. Big thanks to Arsenal for beating Spurs. Just put to bed another top 4 challenger for us. They won't like that. Arsenal probably still think they can win the league, some Arsenal fans, but maybe next season. They've enhanced their chances of getting 8th anyway. Super chat's just come in here from Ian Hanley. He says, what would Ollie's average rating be per game since you started doing it? I think below 6. The idea of the odd good game and mostly crap games is depressing. The worst football I've ever seen United play, says Ian. Well, look, that is the good thing about the player ratings, that it does allow us to gather stats over many games. So if you don't do the player ratings, please do it. I mean, we put it out in the second half on the website. You mark every player out of 10, including the manager, 6 being the average. And I would say that we've been doing this probably for... How long would you think we've done the player ratings? Probably 4 or 5 months. And I would say off the top of my head quite comfortably that it would probably be about 18. 18. Be about... I think his average manager rating is probably just below 6, I think. Looking for a result today for my birthday, 3-1, says Wolfie. Happy birthday, Wolfie. And thanks for the super chat. You can do that through the $ if you win. If you want. And I think Chelsea will challenge really well next season. Great. Van der Beek news, do not know anything about it. Oh, I don't know whether I've shown anybody up this. I got it for as a present for us winning, for us getting 1 million subscribers. Look, you see it? I don't know whether it will show it properly. It might show up a bit. So it's just somebody drew us this picture. So it's got me on it, Flex, KG, Ricky, Beth. On Flex's cap, it's actually got the Draughty Devils badge on it as well. Cool, isn't it? Coolio. Coolio. Don't fall off. But yeah, I'm pumped up for this. I'm pumped up for this. I just sense in the fan base at the moment that there's a lot of negativity, and I think it's a shame. It's up to people if they want to be pissed off and everything like that, but I think it's a shame. I think it's such a big week for Manchester United, and the one thing that always matters to me above any player, about any politics, about any ownership, or about any manager, is that I love this club. I want this club to win, and we've got a huge week, and if we beat West Ham, I think we've got top 4. If we beat Milan, we're into the Europa League quarter-final. And if we beat Leicester, we're into an FA Cup semi-final. It's a massive week. And, you know, people say if you can only take 2 of those things or 1 of those things, what are you going to take? Hold on. I'm a Manchester United fan. I want all 3. Is it unrealistic that we beat West Ham, that we beat Milan to go to the Champions League, Europa League quarter-finals, and we beat Leicester? We're Manchester United. And also, I think in April, we're going to get better because Pogba's going to be back. Cavani's going to be back. Martial's going to be back. Van der Beek's going to be back. So I just think if we can get through this week with a bit of a siege mentality, if we can grind out some results this week, I think in April, after the international break, we'll be a better side. And then, you know, it could be really exciting last couple of months of the season. So I'm up for this. I want us to get something out of it. I actually want McTominay and Fred to, you know, get their battle, get a battle on. You know, let's do it. Let's go and get a result, and let's get something positive out of this season. Thanks, by the way, for getting me through lockdown, says Ian Hanley. Thanks for the super chat, Ian. Druv says, mailed you some ideas for website on Soccerbox. Still waiting for reply. You can find it by my name. Okay, Druv, thanks. And I think if the midfield struggles today, then we should drop Bruno back in and make it a 3. Says Ben Anderson. And the way Rashi's getting played is killing his body and shortening his career, says Monza. Well, I actually don't disagree with you on that one. I think that, you know, I saw Wayne Rooney's career at Manchester United. He got overplayed a lot and his career basically started to go down from the age of about 28. Marcus Rashford does get played a lot. I think he does get overplayed, but I think you've got to be very, very careful because we're not the physios, we're not the manager, we're not party to the information that Ollie is. And what if Rashford's fully fit to play? I mean, it does seem unlikely, but what if he's fully fit to play? Yeah. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 7,000, 1,007,000. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. Let's see if we can hit that. Imagine Bruno with Soucek and Rice behind him, says Tom Gale. Well, I'm gonna be keeping an eye on Declan Rice tonight. Rashford's playing at striker, says Joe. Joe, you got no idea, mate. Sorry, I'm not calling Joe out. I'm just saying I'm bored of people saying Rashford's playing at striker because we've done hundreds of watch-alongs now and we don't go off the Manchester United app. Until the game kicks off, nobody knows where Rashford's starting. Have you ever thought that... Look, can I spell it out for you? The Manchester United app is very, very, very off and wrong. Why do you think the Manchester United app might put Rashford up front? Do you ever think that it might be because David Moyes might have a look at it? They're not. He might be up front, but he's probably not up front. Mark, would there be any point in starting first choice to put pressure on the board to help Ollie get what he needs this summer, says Sean from Ireland? I don't know what you mean by that, Sean. What, pick players that aren't injured so that it shows how weak we are? Bit off topic, but can you get any advice on how to stay calm? Got the vaccine tomorrow. I'm worried about the side effects, says Mason Harris. Look, I'm Mason. I don't know whether this will make you feel calm, but the reality is I just want to get my vaccine now. You know, I know a lot of people have had it, and I just want to get mine now because, you know, there's an 80% chance that you won't get it, and if you do get it, you won't get it seriously anyway. So I'd put it the other way and say, you know, I pretty much want to get the vaccine now. I want to get on with my life. I want to get out and about, and I would happily have it. So I don't know whether that makes you feel any better or not, but I would. Kay got her vaccine on Friday there. You know, some people don't want to have it. I do. So I would happily take your place. So I hope that makes you feel a bit better. I wish Ollie would promote Hugel to the first team. Not ready, Jeffrey. Not ready. He's not ready. Yeah, he's not ready. It would be look, I know we did it with Martial, and sometimes it works, but I don't feel that he is ready at the moment to be thrown into this sort of a situation. So there we go. We're 2 minutes away from something exciting, hopefully. All I know is United will get at least second in the Europa League, the eternal second. Hey, says Leslie. Well, I don't want to talk about the AC Milan game on Thursday, but I think that's a really tough game. But we've got to deal with the game tonight first. I think it's a really tough game. Would you start Ahmed over Dan James? Says Salah Ahmed. Well, I think that's more of a relevant question than moaning about moaning about Marcus Rashford. I think that's more of a relevant point to me. So. Yeah, I think that maybe Amad Diallo should be starting over Dan James. But let's not forget, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does like to go with his favourites. And, just quickly, that is a proper FIFA penalty. That is a proper FIFA penalty for Arsenal, isn't it? Really is. Just going to tweet about it and wind them up. But yeah, would you pick Dan James over Amad Diallo? Well, Ollie's going to pick him, and that's the thing. Yeah, it's a FIFA penalty, that penalty that they've won there. Definitely. Right, let's see if we can get this to work, because I'm getting excited now. You might be getting ready for a smash. Hashtag first choice for Ollie to get his number one first choice in his transfer market. It's not seventh choice, says Sean from Ireland. Okay. I'll get the vaccine on the condition they put it in my big toe, says MK. Well, that would be quite painful. Joe Hugo looks like a stick. He needs to build mass before he's ready, says Jamie United. I just think he just doesn't look like he's ready to play first team football for Manchester United yet. He looks fantastic, the same as Charlie McNeil, to be fair. But I don't think they're ready to play first team football, and they're both 17, 18. So it's some people are not quite ready to do it straight away, and maybe Ollie thinks that. But I do think in relation to Diallo and Dan James, I think that comes down to a favouritism thing. I do. I think it comes down to favouritism. Not in a bad way. I just think that he knows with Dan James what he's going to get. And I think Diallo, for some reason, has been thrown in as a youth player. We even saw it in the press conference the other day that he is, he's mentioning that he didn't play that much with Atalanta. Well, he's not playing much with Manchester United either, is he? So, interesting. Right, we're going to see if we can get this to work here. Flex is coming on, and this is the exciting thing. I don't want to build it up too much because these things don't always work, but if it works, it's a bit of a game changer for us. Makes things a little bit different. Don't talk to me yet, Flex, because I haven't got. No one else can hear you. I can hear you, but they can't hear you at the moment. So 1 minute. So yeah, let's see if we can get old Flex on the screen. There he is. You can talk now. Talk freely.
Yeah, check one. You got me? You got me? All good? Loud and clear?
I've got you, yeah.
Love that. And I'm on the screen. Yeah, we're good to go.
Yep. So what's your thoughts on the team?
To be expected, isn't it, really? The back four was always going to go back to what it was. We don't need to speak about the Lindelof situation. We know what it is. There's no point getting too involved with that. The Rashford thing, look, I wanted to see Rashford start, but at what cost? I just really hope that we haven't rushed him back. That's the issue here, because we seem to do that a lot. Rashford playing through the pain barrier, Rashford really trying to overcome the injury. We'll play right through everything. And if we've rushed him back when he's not ready, and I think we'll be able to tell by his performance. I don't know if that's a bit too hasty, but when you can kind of get a feel for the player and how he's moving, and is he running as hard and stuff like that. We'll get an indication as to is he moving freely, and it will be a massive mistake to overplay him. I remember when Ollie was saying that he's desperate for him to play, I was thinking, don't like the sound of that. I know we do need him back, but I just hope it's not at the expense of rushing him. The Henderson situation, look, we spoke about that on the last time with the fan forum, and he was always going to play. I think David De Gea is just finishing off that last piece of the quarantine situation, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. Like, some people were saying, like, is De Gea going to get his spot back? For me, he should, regardless of what Henderson does. And Fred and McTominay in as well. It's to be expected.
There's no other choices there, really.
There's no other choice. It's to be expected. It's quite a straightforward team with what we got. It's only Rashford that's back, really, isn't it? So we have to go with that.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose the Rashford one, just to go on that, there's a lot of people, I think, understandably a bit frustrated because they're excited about Diallo starting. For me, I'm excited about Diallo, but Rashford's one of our best players. If he's fit, he's got to play. He's almost got to have a good game because, as we've seen with Rashford, even when he is fit, he sometimes has a bad game. And if he has a bad game, people will say, oh, he wasn't fit, which might not be the case. He might just have a bad game.
He might have a bad game.
You've got to just trust in the... I mean, look, I'm worried that we're playing him half fit. But if we're playing him half fit, then Ollie's a fool because you shouldn't do that. I'm going to go down the route that the medical team have said he's fit to play. So, because that's got to be the case. There's a bigger game on Thursday in some ways.
It's got to, exactly. It has to be the case. Like, are we that amateurish? Some people will say, actually, yeah, we are. But because do you know what it is? What puts the doubt there? You're right with what you're saying. We should expect that he's passed all the tests, etc., etc. But it's the track record, Mark. When you look at the track record of how we've handled Rashford, one, he plays every game and gets run into the ground anyway. But when I think back to that, remember we had the double stress fracture in his back. And he carried on playing with it, and then it got worse, and then he was out for ages. Then we had them reports that this season, which is the situation with his shoulder, and him needing surgery, but he's going to carry on. You got the Lindelof situation where it's like, you've got a dodgy back. Instead of just saying, be out for 6 weeks, go and get it sorted, we're like, play one, then don't. We kind of do have a track record of kind of rushing players back or trying to just wing it. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm like you. I would hope to. You'd love to hope that that weren't the situation, but I can't put my hand on my heart and say 100% that it's not because we've got a bad track record, man.
Lots of people liking the new tech. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Big shout out to Drawty as well. He's put some work in this week to help us set it up. So, I've got to phone a friend now.
Yeah, someone said that. Don't want to phone me because I'll give you the wrong answer on purpose. I want you to lose.
But yeah, big up. Lovely stuff. And it's nice because I think it's always a pain when you're on the audio because it's like, people just
see my expression, man.
People automatically just look at me and it makes me feel nervous. But what's
now
your
I have to talk to the chair if you go for a wee as well. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. That's a game changer. I might have to go for a longer one now instead of having to
go for number two.
I might even get to wash my hands. But the reality is, that's nothing to do with going to the toilet. I just get called that anyway. West Ham 6 points behind us. Spurs have just lost. Everton lost yesterday. Chelsea drew. I've said if we win this game today, puts us 9 points ahead of West Ham in 5th. I think we've basically got locked down. I think we've got top 4 on lockdown. I really think we've got it done. On the other hand, if West Ham win, 3 points behind us, and they've got a game in hand. So,
6-pointer in it, proper.
What do you think about West Ham? It looks like they're playing a 5-3-2, but we've not played against Antonio this year.
No.
We've played them twice.
Against Lindelof and
he's
Maguire,
quick and he's strong against Magaluf. How are we going to play? How are they going to play?
That is an issue. Are they going with 2 up front with their 5?
Yeah, it looks
Bowen
like
and Antonio, isn't it? Yeah.
They've got Noble, Soucek and Rice, and it looks like
That's going to absolutely... Didn't they do that when they had Yarmolenko? Remember when they came in the FA Cup and they only had Yarmolenko up front?
Yeah.
And we were saying they're absolutely stinking the place out here, but if they had an Antonio where they could play in a different way, we were angry that they were stinking the place out and getting on the ball with no proper striker. Remember that? Yeah. So now they've got 2 up there. 2 good strike, 2 very quick players anyway, especially in Antonio. It could be a worry because it's going to be. It's actually really smart what David Moyes is doing. It's playing to their strengths and it's trying to exploit our weaknesses. Against the five at the back, you saw how we played against Chelsea. We really struggled to break them down and create enough chances. What will be interesting is that we've got to go on the front foot again with our fullbacks. You've got to tell Bissaka and Shaw to get right up on their fullbacks, so that they can't play easily. I agree with that, but it's going to be hard because you got Bowen and Antonio going literally 2-on-2 against Lindelof and Maguire, saying let's have it out. And if you've got that protective wall of Souček, Rice, and Noble, which they do, you're thinking that they're going to try and dominate the midfield as well. Do you know what I mean? And with Souček and Rice, again, on set pieces, we know what they're like on set pieces. You know what we're like on set pieces. It will be tough. So that is a worry for me. Again, you're looking at the Bailly situation and thinking, would he be better suited already? But are we not bored of having that argument? Of course it would. Against Bowen and Antonio, you'd much rather have an Eric Bailly in there. But it's all about whether we can stop them getting on the ball. If we can stop them getting on the ball and playing balls into the channels that would hurt Lindelof and Maguire, then we might be all right. But if you let Antonio run at you, he just will cause you trouble. It doesn't matter that he might not be as clinical as X, Y, Z. He will always cause you trouble. And Bowen the same.
Nelson's made a super chat, says Harry just likes Victor because he speaks better English than Eric. Get the armband off him. What did you think about that story?
That was nonsense.
I'm surprised Man United didn't come out and say something about it, because it's not a good thing to have associated with you if that's Harry Maguire, really. That's
got to be nonsense. Do you know what? It's one of them things, yeah? It's one of them things where if you're not feeling Maguire, you almost not want it to be true, but you're not even going to think. You're not even going to think like, that just can't be. Like, in a world that's so multicultural, in a changing room that's so diverse.
Yeah.
To have your captain come out and say that, I can't. Look, Harry Maguire, you might not like him or think he's up to the task. I find it hard to believe that is the case with that. Personally, I don't know. I can't see that. Can you? I can't see that.
No. I said at the time. I think I've been very critical of Maguire this season because of some of the ways, some of how he's played football. But you can't come out with stuff like that. Not in the world we live in. And also, most Europeans speak better English than some English people anyway. So it doesn't make any sense. But look, talking about that, Maguire and Lindelof. I'm wondering if Moyes is playing with a 5-3-2 with Noble and Souček and Rice and a back five because he's like, Man United can't get through a low block. They'll try and They'll try and get through a low block, and then we will hit them on the break, which will pause. Maguire and Lindelof. I think more importantly for me, and I can't say I would have picked anybody else because I wouldn't pick Matic. I think McFred have been really disappointing the last couple of games, but we've got nobody else.
It's the problem, isn't it? We've got no one else.
Do you worry about them? Is this the sort of game that suits them? They're up against three, very dogged, probably. I would say, hand on heart, Noble, Rice and Souček are all better midfielders than Fred and McTominay, and that's the challenge those two lads have got today.
Are they better? Yeah. Just. Noble is not better than Fred, but in that system with who he's playing against, he will probably be more effective than Fred in this game. Do you see what I'm saying? If you took Fred out of our team and put Mark Noble there next to Matic or McTominay, he wouldn't thrive how Fred has done at times. Do you see what I'm saying about that? But
to be honest with you, if you said to me who's got the Brazilian passport, I'd probably say Mark Noble. He scores more goals.
He can't even get a game. He can't even get a game this year. It does worry me though. I think this is the issue that we're going to have in midfield personally for me. And if it doesn't play out this way, great. But this is how I think it will. Because Bruno plays as a 10, but he's not a 10 that when we don't have the ball, he drops in to make a three-man midfield. He's very absent from that era. He goes and presses. He's like a second striker, if not another striker. Sometimes when he goes and presses, it's almost like he's the first. Well, not almost. He is the furthest man forward, which also makes us play a 4-4-2 when we haven't got the ball. So when you think about it, in this type of game, when they've got three in there and you leave McTominay and Fred to go up against Souček, Rice and Noble, who won't move from there, they'll just be a flat three like that. That's what they're going to do. And at the right time, maybe Souček might make the third man run and arrive late for a cross, or Rice might go. But essentially, they're going to be a free man. And Bruno, I just think Bruno has this license, which I think is detrimental to us, to just go and do what he wants. Go and press, go run around, go try and win the ball back for us. And it's great at times because it's infectious, but it shows that we're not a proper team, in my opinion. It shows that Ollie's just kind of said, Bruno, go.
Yeah.
Go. You do what you do. But we're not cohesively working as a in tandem to say, right, every man press at the same time. You can't just have Bruno running around and leaving the other two exposed. And I feel that's why they will win the midfield battle, and it will be quite a dogged struggle in there. I don't think we'll have a lot of control. I think it'll be quite boring because of that.
Do you? What's your feeling about the game? What was your sort of prediction for the game?
I went 1-1 before I knew Rashford was starting. Now I know he's starting, but I've seen their formation. I just got a funny feeling about this. I just think we'll struggle. I think we'll struggle to get a real grip on the game. And that might make us struggle to get the win. I would probably go though with my usual 2-1, my usual 2-1 win. But I've got a feeling of a 1-1. I don't know. I just think we'll really struggle with how they're going to set up. And if we don't get the goals in the moments of dominance or in a good piece of play or didn't take a good chance like we usually do, that changes the course of the game. Again, you look at the bench. What have we got to change it again? So. It's been like that for the last 3 or 4 games with the injuries, and I understand that, but it's a worry because again, unless someone gets injured or Marcus looks tired or whatever, he ain't looking to bring on Ahmad. Shola's not getting on, so again, we're back into that situation where we've only got defenders and another midfielder. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I've got a bad feeling that it's going to be a difficult evening.
Syed says, I love to see Fleck's face in pre-game talks. Previously, he was always invisible. He was.
Yes.
Just came here, always thought Flex is like Jarvis. He's real, says Danielle. He does do the Flex and KG show, and he does do the fan forum. He does a lot on the channel. He's just not normally visibly on here. Jay Perryman says, West Ham are playing a 4-2-3-1. If United lose against West Ham, it will be the first time since 1986-7 season that we've lost more than 3 London teams at Old Trafford. And Sam says we're going to surprise everyone today and win 3-0.
They're not playing a 4-2-3-1. I'm looking at them. They've got Kufal, Diop, Dawson, Cresswell and Johnson. Definitely wing-backs.
Yeah, I think it's like a 3.
Yeah. He did that in the second half again. I swear he did that in the second half against us, and then that Johnson came on and he was good. I think that's what happened. I remember that happening.
I watched Johnson play against City, and he was absolutely shite. So I'm hoping that he's going to be absolutely shite again today.
He did all right when he came on against us last time.
But I tell you what, I do feel that if you break this game down properly, you're going to have a panic attack because West Ham are playing so deep with so many defenders that don't suit Dan James. Mason Greenwood is going to be playing against experienced centre-backs like Dawson. Marcus Rashford has an injury question against him. Bruno Fernandes has got McFred behind him. Their midfield is very experienced. They've got Antonio up front, who's very combative and strong. And I think Luke Shaw and Aaron Wan-Bissaka are huge in this game because that's probably the best way of us getting up the pitch. Because, but I think if you play the game out in your head before the whistle's been kicked, you sort of you say, well, Dan James ain't going to be any good in a game like this. Greenwood concerns me. McFred worry me. Magaluf worry me. But in a funny way, I just feel that, yeah, if you play it out in your head and logically, we're going to struggle in this game. But I just feel that if we can pull out a sort of siege mentality game,
a Man United thing,
pull out that sort of Man United thing, like we did last week in the derby. We could be there. All right, technically we might not be great, but we might just find a moment of brilliance out of somebody, which is what apparently we're all about anyway.
Yeah, I think with the games like this, this is where, as a fan, you have to kind of separate the whole. We're just Man United, though. We should be beating West Ham every day of the week, You do. I get it with the players that we got and stuff like that. You can say individually, yes, this, that, and the other, but you can't just discredit West Ham like they're there by fluke this year. Do you know what I mean? They don't lose many games. They don't get battered. They rarely lose. Hence why they're there. You look at when we played them in the FA Cup last round. It was a struggle. Do you know what I mean? It was. What was that? 1-0. It was 1-0, wasn't it? When Declan Rice lost the ball and then Luke Shaw travelled. Yeah. So
in the cup. Yeah.
So and that wasn't looking like awful game, and that's what I'm saying. It's the same West Ham, and what can we all agree that we're the same United? Yeah, we haven't come on leaps and bounds since then, have we? Look at the results since then; have been crap. So apart from the City game, you can't just discredit West Ham, and that's why I think the game will pan out like that because we don't have the depth on the bench. We don't know how fit Marcus Rashford is. We don't know how to change things when they're going wrong. We can't defend from set pieces. Sorry, guys, if you're just tuning in, you're thinking, flipping it, this is negative. I'm just saying how I feel via the evidence. But obviously, we've got players on the pitch who can make things happen. It's just, if we get stifled where these players can't function, we have nothing to fall back on, which is why we don't see us dominate games.
Good call being able to see Flex, says Anthony Dunn. Might attract the
people loving it.
Now there's a good-looking man on the channel during the watch-along. Cheeky.
Oh, Mark, no, I wouldn't take that, mate. I wouldn't take that.
Faceless keyboard warrior as usual.
I said you got the face for radio.
Jeff Heppner says, what are your thoughts on Ahmed not starting? We're in so much trouble. Very defensive setup. Fingers crossed today. I mean, I've got to be honest. I'd rather have Diallo off the bench than start, because if he started, that means Rashford wasn't even fit, and then you've got nothing. 100%. You've got nothing on the bench there. So that's my feeling. I don't know about you. Yeah,
I agree. I was expecting a Diallo Greenwood James set up because I just didn't think Marcus would make it. But the fact that he has, like I said, apart from the concerns that I got of is how fit is he, it is a plus, because at least you can maybe bring Ahmad on for a madness in the second half.
United Stand picks. If you haven't played it, you've got about 15 minutes to play, because once it kicks off, you can't play for the game. £1,000 cash prize pot. Links in the video description. If you've already downloaded it, you may as well play it. Don't forget to play it. You've got to be over 18. It's free to play though, but you've got to be over 18 because we're giving cash prizes away. £1,000 cash prize pot. 12 questions to do with the game. Most of them yes or no answers, like will Bruno score, yes or no. There's a live leaderboard once the game kicks off, so you can see what you're doing in relation to your points tally. And obviously, if you're up near the top, you win part of the cash prize pot, which is £1,000. Link in the video description. Free to play, but you've got to be over 18. Don't forget, you've got about 10-15 minutes to get on it, and a little bit of fun during the game. I want to just bring in here this story about Solskjaer's contract. What's your thoughts on that? That I knew on Wednesday, I mentioned it on the show. I don't know whether you were watching the one about the director of football, and I said that basically I've been told that Ollie's contract's done. It's just not going to be announced until the summer. I didn't think they were going to let it leak out so soon that it's done, which also makes you think about 2 years ago we did this in March and the season collapsed. Why are they not learning? But yeah, what's not learning.
That was my thing. It wasn't like a thing of, look, for people who are staunch Ollie out, were hoping this day would never happen, even though it hasn't officially happened yet. And I can see their reasons for, the reason why they believe Solskjaer's not good enough. Fair enough, that's their reasons, and they wouldn't be happy with the appointment, with the extension. For me, I'm like, I thought back to the Jose thing. I remember when we announced that Jose extension, and I remember thinking, for what? Like, what has he done? Yeah, like we still need to see what's going on here. And you look what happened the second season, the season after that, and it absolutely went to shit. And obviously he wasn't backed as well. And I just don't want to see us go down that same route. If Ollie crashes out of the top four and doesn't win a trophy, we've gone backwards. And there's no real excuse to definitely not finish in the top four from where we've been, being first in the league, second for a lot of it. And it'll be a disaster to not. And then you look at the teams dropping points below us and how we've kept him at arm's length. We have to go and do the business. So if he doesn't finish in the top four, for me, I'm saying, where's the progress here? And we don't get a trophy.
I think that's the issue, isn't it? Because people are like, well, they're clearly giving him a contract, whether we get top four or not. And I think we will get top four, but he's getting one regardless.
100%. I don't think he's anywhere near being sacked. I do think even if Ollie went trophyless and we finished outside of the top four, which would be the worst possible scenario from where we are, he still wouldn't get sacked, because I think the board believed that he's moved the team on. Is he an easy appointment just to keep there? Kind of, he's not causing too much disgruntlement with themselves. He's an easy guy to get in there. And clearly with the appointments that they've made to director of football, Ollie would have been a big part of that. You got to remember this. Like, as much as we are not confident with the John Murtough situation and Dan Fletcher coming in, Carrick, McKenna, this crop of like staff that we have, Ollie's a big reason of that is happening, because he's saying, I want my guys around me. And they're showing that they're keeping it all in-house. So what are they going to do? Make all these in-house appointments, get McKenna, get Carrick, get Nicky Butt, he got a promotion from the youth team into there, and then say, oh, nah, but Ollie's not going to be there. It's not. They're Ollie's guys. They're his mates. That's what we're doing.
Well, I think
it's right or not.
Darren Fletcher got the technical job on Wednesday, but he was only brought back into the club about a month or 2 months ago.
Just from coaching. It's mad.
When that happens, you're like, well, he could be out of a job in 3 months if Ollie loses his job. So you're like, exactly. They're not. I think as soon as Pochettino got that job in PSG, he was the only person United were talking to. Yeah. They're not talking to anyone. So even if we lost our next 10 games, they might have to do so. Is my water in there? next. Even if they'd lost their next 10 games, of course, if you lose 10 games as a Manchester United manager, you've got to do something about it. You've got to be sacked. But Manchester United have not. I think the interesting thing is, under Mourinho, under Van Gaal, even under Ollie at times, the club have had Plan B. They've had things going on. Then at the moment, they're not. They've got nothing going on. This is it. It's all in with Ollie.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They've put all their eggs in one basket. I think it was Mr. Bean in the free seat says vision in capital letters. That is their vision. Their vision. The structure at the club's vision is Ollie, club man, keep it all in. Let's get the family thing going. They can learn and grow with the squad. They're learning on the job. Behind the scenes, like you said, Dan Fletcher's come in and got a promotion straight away. You know how many targets you have to hit in a normal job to like gain a promotion.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like if you work in a big company and you come in at the bottom, or you come in at you've got to like bill a certain amount of money or meet a certain amount of criteria. What was Darren Fletcher's criteria? Just get there. Exactly. and he's got a massive promotion. So that shows you where we're going, which is why I can see like people who don't want Ollie there because they've made their mind up. And I'm not talking about agendas. I mean people who generally can just see it not working. I can see why this pisses them off, because it's like, hang on a minute, are we getting people that are the best qualified for the job that we can get out there? Or are we just trying to create the family ethos of like kind of the Jolly Boys outing group, which I get that. But, you know, look, if he does, this is why I won't go mad, because the season's still not over. You know, we're still in the Europa League by a thread. We've got to see what happens on Thursday. Leicester in the FA Cup. And games like this where we got secure top four, where the results have gone for us. So, and if he does finish second, again, do we really expect him to be better than City's team without the signers that we all say he needs? So you have to give Ollie a bit of credit on that side as well. I know the football and the style of play, in-game management. I get all those things. You guys see me ranting and doing, not ranting, but moaning about the same things. I get it. But just when I just look at it on both sides, Ollie's going to sit down and say, well, I'm second. It wasn't the objective to be better than City. I've done my bit again, like I did last year by even getting third. Get me the players. So, and then he deserves another crack. But if it goes to shit, then that's why I would be like, well, no, you've gone backwards with the same players you had last year. So how does that work?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Ollie's just been speaking before the game there, and he said that David De Gea is finishing his isolation period and will hopefully be back in training tomorrow. Got to follow all the protocols. Martial Cavani couldn't make it, so Marcus available is a big boost all season. We're unquestionably better than last season. I don't know what we're talking about there. Consistency is something I've spoken about. We're getting harder to beat, defensively sounder, got tons of attacking talent, and overall well in the season, which so many teams have struggled to be at their best. That consistency. Anyway, so he spoke about Rashford. He said he trained fully yesterday, no problems, hence he goes into the squad. And he actually name checked Mikel Antonio. It's interesting that he's actually highlighted Antonio, but still gone with Magaluf. I'm just gonna quickly pop to the toilets. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. But there was just a question there I wanted to ask you, just so you've got something to discuss. In relation to this week, because it is a big week. Obviously, we've got this West Ham game kicking off in a few minutes' time. We've got a game on Thursday, a game on Sunday. If we don't get anybody back, and we might not get anybody back with Martial and Cavani and Pogba and Van der Beek, what can we realistically do with that team that he's sending out today? Can it get results in those games? And what would be a good week for you realistically? Because I think we'd all love to beat West Ham, we'd all love to beat Milan, and then we'd all love to beat Leicester. Leicester have just looked very good today. Milan looked very good on Thursday, and West Ham have looked very good recently. What's a good week, and how hard is it going to be?
Yeah, well, obviously the best week, what we know is to get the 3 wins. But if you're being realistic with this feels weird. Like, I'm here. Like, forget the chair. You can actually see me. I love this. This is good, isn't it? I just got completely sidetracked because I'm liking this new setup, guys. Smash a like on a video for the setup. Back to what I was saying. Realistically, I think something will give, because the squad is so threadbare. And like Mark said, if we don't get players back, we're in trouble. Make no mistake about it. You look at the bench now. Bishop, Grant, Telles, Bailly, 2 and Xavier Williams. That's like 4 defenders. Matic, 1 midfielder, and 2 kids in Shola and Ahmad. And Shola's definitely not going to get a look in. Shola's only there because people are injured. You know what I mean? It's still not quite right for him. So I think against a really good AC Milan side, against a Leicester side that, look, they smashed Sheffield United 5-0 today, but Sheffield United are managerless. They are really struggling. You can't just base it off that. They got injuries of themselves, Leicester, but they're still a difficult team to beat. I feel that something will give. I just can't see us going into those games with the squad this threadbare and being able to put in 3 good enough performances to get 3 wins. Are we capable? We're always capable of doing the unthinkable. It happens, but I can't see it at all. Kenneth Hoagland says, loving the Flex Live video. Yeah, there's certain people in the chat saying, like Flex has got a face and all this. Guys, it's not. Come on, like that I'm here. Do you know what I mean? I think we got Jordy in the comments saying I'll improve the multi-format over the next few weeks. Yeah, big up Jordy for sorting this out. This is just levels above, man. This is what we're doing. So, but back to the squad. If surely someone else has got to be fit. Actually, no. But then again, it is Sunday today. How Martial's got to get in training for a couple of days. Is he going to travel to Italy? Probably not. He might get back for the weekend for the Leicester game. But other than that, surely Cavani must come back. No, I don't know.
Apparently, Cavani is.
What is it? It's muscular injury.
Well, apparently Cavani's fit to play but won't play. I mean, that's the story that's been put out there.
Well, they said I've read the thing saying that the doctors passed him fit to play in one of the other games, and he pulled out saying he felt something. It's a bit like when Mourinho was criticising Bale at one stage, saying, "Oh well, he's fine. He trained yesterday," and then he just said to the coaching staff that he felt something. Look, I'm not going to come out here and say he's lying. He just don't want to play.
The club haven't come out and really given any clarity on it. That's the thing, isn't it?
Exactly. But really, what we're seeing. It is that we're just seeing the Cavani thing of what we knew would happen, which is, mate, you're injury prone. Simple as that.
Well, I did say. I said I'd rather have Josh King, which was a laugh.
You did. Exactly. What was it, though? I don't think it was. I think you meant that.
I think it was a wind-up. But, so we're both going for a draw then, are we? Technically.
Yeah, I've got 1-1, man. I don't like it. I can just see a bullshit free kick. Not marking properly on the zone.
They're good at set pieces.
Good at set pieces. Souček coming in back stick, or is Diop playing? He's playing as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's good. He's good in the air.
Dawson's brilliant in the air as well.
Who?
Dawson,
decent in the air. Even Rice, when he wants to be, he can win flick-ons and do his thing. So I just look at the team and I can only go off the evidence, and I'm worried.
I actually think we're going to win, but I'm not going to predict it. I'm not going to predict it. I'm going to go with the draw. But
but then you don't think we're going to win then?
No, but I think the draw is a logical result, and I actually don't think a draw is a terrible result. When you look at the results that have happened this year, it's almost it's as you were, because Everton have lost, Spurs have lost. I mean,
but we don't want as you were. We need to take advantage.
No, that's what I mean. I think we've got to go and try and take advantage of it. I think even if we had Pogba, even if we had Cavani. This would still be very difficult against this side because they're gonna be well organised. And God, I mean, look, let's just take a moment. If you're West Ham, you're 6 points off United. You're 5th place. You've got a game in hand. They'd a bit. I know a West Ham fan. We were talking back in September, and he was like, I think we'll be in a relegation fight. So they'll be loving this. Dylan 100%. Says, I know this isn't a popular opinion, but I think we're really going to miss Martial today and his class hold-up play. He brings strength and flair and intelligence to the attack. Due to his lack of scoring, and myself, I've taken him for granted, says Dylan. Well, I wish Martial was fit. I wish Cavani was fit. I think it's just having more quality players makes us better. I think the problem we've got is if Greenwood's having a bad game, or Dan James is having a bad game, or Rashford's not really fit, you're looking at Ahmed and Shoretire, and it's very difficult throwing in. And one thing that I think about West Ham when I look at that team is it's experienced, it's physical, it's organised, and it's not Leeds, is it? If you're playing Leeds, Leeds are going to be wide open, and Dan James and Diallo might get something. They're going to be organised.
Yeah, unless West Ham do something uncharacteristic that they've been doing. Like, remember when Liverpool went to play them? Liverpool were playing shit. West Ham were playing really good. And everyone expected it to be a really difficult game, but Liverpool just kind of dealt with them, and West Ham didn't really turn up.
Yeah.
Unless something like that happens, I can't see it, because even since that happened, they just kind of got it back together again, and again were more difficult to beat. And yes, they came to Old Trafford after that. They gave us the game that we were expecting. Tough. They had chances as well, West Ham. I remember on the break, saying they've got no striker. How is this happening? They literally weren't playing with a number 9, didn't have anyone fit. So it'd be interesting to see how much Jesse not playing, because that upsets their rhythm a little bit because
Well,
since
they've
he's
changed
come,
the
he's been
formation
brilliant.
because of that. They wouldn't have played a 5-3-2.
Changed their whole
would
exactly, but then again they did. No, they changed that. So yeah, exactly. So they have gone more defensive for that. But you say that they have gone more defensive, but they've also got the tools within that lineup to cause us trouble. You know what I mean?
Well, Wyatt says, I wish Lingard could play. I bloody don't. I actually... I'll tell you what, then. Here we go.
Jesse would be
If
on
Lingard
it.
was playing, would you change your score prediction?
Just by Sod's laws, they call it. Yeah, I would. I'd be worried. No, actually, no. I'll still go with a draw.
I wouldn't. I would.
Which you think we'd lose?
Well, I very rarely predict a loss, but I mean, it wouldn't happen anyway because Lingard wouldn't play against us. He can't play against us. But I do think that the reason I'd go with a loss, and you can't just hide behind the badge of hope. I mean, the reason I'd go with a loss is because I think that Rice and Soucek are better than McFred. And then with Lingard to deal with, they wouldn't pick his runs up. I'm really glad Lingard's not playing. Or I worry about United against it. I would worry if Bruno was against our defence and our midfield because we don't pick the runners up. And I think Lingard would get so much room. So I'm glad he's not playing. But I think they'd have a better... Well, I wouldn't say they'd definitely beat us, but I think they'd have a better chance of beating us with Lingard. So
of course. He's a good player. Yeah, he's a good player. And in their system, with how integral he's been since he's gone there, he's made them better. No, we can't... he has. So that's why I'm thinking it'd be interesting to see how they adapt to not having him for a game because he's been a mainstay in the number 10 position for them or on the left or whatever he's been asked to do. He's done it.
And remember, when they do get him back... If they did beat us today, they have got Lingard back, and they're only 3 points behind with the game in hand, and they suddenly become a better team again. So,
do you know what? Yeah, when we deep that, Mark, that's actually unthinkable for this to happen. Like to lose this game with them 3 points behind us,
mate.
Like it's very big.
I think if we lose or draw this today, there's going to be a big reaction again, which is
But even the draw definitely would. Yeah, anything but a win every game. There's the meltdown. It's like we're always one game away from a crisis.
Well, even for West Ham, a draw, maybe that's what Moyes is thinking, a draw. As long as we don't get beat, we're 6 points behind United, we've got a game in hand, we changed it to 3, we're not playing in Europe, they are, we just keep grinding away over the next 10. A draw might not be a bad result for them, a win is a bloody huge game. Camel says, big up all United fans from Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, big up everybody.
Big up Trinis then.
And Steve says, we say before every game that our opponent will be well organised, well drilled, hungry. Do you think our opponents say that about us? Maybe not. But anyway, look, we're about to kick off. So we will get you back on. We will see you back on at half time, mate.
See me back on. Cool.
Let me know if it's the same thing.
Yeah, okay. I'll just leave it on you. So yeah, that's fine.
All right, mate. I'll catch you in a bit.
Cool. All right, nice one.
Right, let's come back to the watch along. Let's get ready to rumble. Let me just come out of that as well, because I can hear Frank still and you lot can't. Timer. That's what I'm waiting for. The ball is not even on the pitch at the moment. They should be kicking off, but oh, it is. I couldn't see it. I couldn't see the ball. It was hidden by the line. Right, come on, United. Let's get the result here today. We do need it. We desperately, desperately do need it. And I suppose the proof is going to be in the game, as it always is. Can we produce against the side that is buzzing with confidence? Mark, if we win, will you sing Red Red Wine for us, says even Drago? And Flex, if United win 4-0, will you wear a pink condom hat for the next show, says Simon Monaghan. Thanks everyone for all the super chats. You can keep them coming in if you want, like Connor has. He says, come on lads, let's do this. 3 points needed. Let's burst some bubbles. Yeah, they like to blow bubbles, West Ham. And yeah, please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. So we're up and running, we're live. West Ham have got a free throw in right deep in our half, but now it's going to be a United throw in. Big game for Fred, big game for McTominay today. They're up against the very good midfield in West Ham. And look, I don't feel ashamed. I think sometimes we maybe overhype teams and say, oh, people are good and people are this, that and the other. Sorry, I didn't put the timer on, it's there now. But they are a good side, West Ham, this season, and I just wonder how deep we're going to end up playing. West Ham at the moment, Dan James has to put it out for a throw. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Oh, it stayed in. It's a good play by West Ham here. And Wan-Bissaka keeps it. That's going to stay in. Antonio will keep that in. Cross comes in and out for a corner. So United under the cosh straight away here. The timer is there. It's just literally next to my finger there, look. Early corner for West Ham. Don't take too much out of this. I don't think we've even figured out who's playing up front, but we can't get out at the moment, DZ. No, we can't. Jordan White says he's dreading Antonio. And it's gone out for a goal kick. Dawson saying he was fouled. Cavani is just like Zlatan, big player for 5 games, then disappears slowly, says Gershon. Well, to be fair, there probably is a foul on Dawson. I mean, you're never going to get a penalty for it, but he did get knocked over by somebody. Antonio is the issue today, says, listen, I would have played, look, I'd always pick Eric Bailly over Lindelof anyway. I would always do that. But in a game like this, against Antonio, who is physically strong and is already attached himself to Lindelof, I would have picked Eric Bailly. But here we go. Rashford is actually playing down the middle. We need to change the team. The Man United app was telling the truth. So we need to change that. But as I say, you should always wait for the game itself before you do it. So we've got to change 3 players here. I mean, they'll probably bloody change back in a minute. But chance for United to have a bit of an attack here. Luke Shaw. Here we go. Into the box. Luke Shaw. Greenwood. Oh, he just didn't quite get hold of it. But that's what I was saying before the game and in the preview. We've got to attack down the flanks today. Using Luke Shaw. Again, just such an important player for United, isn't he? One Man United legend in this team is who would it be, says Segsoff. Definitely Luke Shaw. Sorry, Roy Keane. Oh, I had it right in the bloody first place. I've changed it. I told you I had it bloody right in the first place. They're just interchanging. They're not as we thought they were at all. Get back on the wing, Rashford. It was just that one play. Thanks, DJ. Right, McTominay bringing it forward. Loses it. Declan Rice just jumps in on a stupid heavy touch. He's hurt himself a little bit. Heavy touch by McTominay just allowed for the tackle for Declan Rice, and he might be injured here. Absolutely crap from McTominay that was. How do you lose the ball when you're dribbling with it like that? I mean, one thing is Declan Rice might be in trouble here. He might have caught his Achilles. No, he'll run it off. No, he's fine. Well, here he is, Antonio into the box. Good block by McTominay. I tell you what, it's a very 50-50 start so far. I'm a little bit... There's Dan James. Meep, meep. Into Bruno. Switches the play lovely to Luke Shaw. We're going to have to use the flanks and Luke Shaw a lot. I mean, look, I don't know what anybody said, what anyone thought about this. Somebody mentioned it on a stream the other day, and I think it's a really good point. Alex Telles, right? One of the top 5 European left-backs last season, no doubt about it, attacking-wise. All this talk about if Rashford's out, why don't we play Diallo? Why don't we put Telles on the left wing? I mean, he's an attacking left-back anyway. Why would you not think about that? Fred, that's a good ball out to Luke Shaw. Fred and McTominay's passing game has got to be good today. If they have a good passing game, I think it gives us a bit of a platform. And it's going to be a hard game for them anyway. Mark, I love Bruno as much as you, but for me, Luke Shaw deserves Player of the Year, says Sarath Math Fitness. I think it's just because Bruno's done it for longer. Good ball out wide by Fred there to Dan James. Hopefully he's got his Brazilian passport with him today. Here's Bruno into Fred. I'll tell you what, that's 3 really good passes by Fred. By his standard, he's played 3 passes longer than 40 yards. Longer than 4 yards with slight forward angle on it. How many people would actually take a point right now? The fact that I thought about it is worrying. But I mean, I want to win. Of course, I want to win. But I think a loss would just be meltdown. But already it looks like the game it's going to be. It's not going to be an easy game. It's going to be a tight game. Tomini into Rashford. Passing from the midfield has already been better. Lovely play, but well, I tell you what though, you talk about we're praising the fact that McTominay and Fred have just played forward passes. West Ham's passing way better than ours. This is the same thing that happened against AC Milan though. I'm going to write this down. It's the passing of opposition. We praise our players when they actually make a pass. You watch teams like West Ham and AC Milan, they pass and move at a really quick pace. Like we put a stamp on our pass, but we celebrate it if it actually gets to its destination. Like even West Ham, they just pass the ball a lot quicker. Can you call my girlfriend Courtney a prat? She's ignoring me, says Jordan White. Well, I can't do that, Jordan. We're extremely low in the passing, says Xander, yeah. Everyone takes a touch. It reminds me of the Van Hal days. Please subscribe, by the way. We're only 500 away from 1,007,000. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. But it reminds me of the Van Hal days. Everyone takes a touch. Sure is so good, and I predicted 2-2 marks as Pro Rockets. See what I mean? It's always, look, Bruno played a first time pass there. McTominay, pass. It's always a touch and a pass. Do we not train players to pass first time? Everybody takes a touch before they're passing it. There's Dan James into McTominay, takes a touch. And we were good at keeping possession, but we're not very good at pulling teams out of place because... actually, McTominay does need to take a touch. He tried a one-touch pass and just passed it to a blue player. I'm starting to understand why we take a touch, because we haven't got the players. They haven't got the technique. Maybe the coaches tell them to take a touch because they know that they can't trust them. And Janol's right. You know, can every player do it? Maguire's going to get there. Back to Henderson. Come on, Dean, just give the bloody fucking ball up. It took 4 touches there. Move the bloody ball. So laboured in our passing. It's so slow. Look at it. That's a better ball by Fred. No, it's not. We need Poggy. Says, well, we do need Pogba back, yeah. McTominay's playing high up the pitch today, says Daniel. Good. Because I think you get the most out of McTominay around the edge of the box. 10 minutes gone. I just wonder if you could say hello, Willem, because I know my boyfriend is watching you every day, says Vera. Hello, Willem. Or Willem. Or Wilhelm. I've tried all 3. Hopefully one of them works. Rashford on the left-hand side. Well, the challenge today is going to be to beat the low block. You can already see how many players West Ham have got. And have a shot, McTominay. Come on. Edge of the box. You're not going to pass through West Ham with Fred and McTominay, I'm afraid. It's just not going to happen. And, of course, it doesn't help Dan James. Yeah, I mean, look, I think many people said it before the game, didn't it? You can almost predict this game off the lineup, which hopefully won't come to pass, but we just haven't got the players, apart from Bruno, maybe Greenwood, who can move the ball quickly. You know, Rashford's not really an intricate passer of the ball. Dan James certainly isn't. Fred isn't. McTominay isn't. So we're up against the low block and we've got no magicians. It's hard. Bruno can't play a 1-2 with himself. You've got to move the ball quickly against the low block, and we haven't got the players to do it. Got to keep a clean sheet today and try and nick a goal or two. We've got to try and nick a goal or two. But, I mean, West Ham have looked better on the ball than us, but they haven't, I don't know. I mean, it's David Moyes football, isn't it? Well intercepted by Bruno. It's got to be worth a shot there, McTominay. Here's Antonio. He'll want to run at Lindelof every day of the week. He's going to run him. It's a good play by Lindelof. Stand him up. Well done. Thanks for the super chat from Kay. Our midfield is so dead that Bruno has to drop deep. Right, here's Greenwood on the left-hand side. Pass one. And he loses it. Major issues already here is this game is Sonic must not play, swap him out, put Greenwood, put Rashford up front and Ahmad to Rashford's place, says Gaz. It's like we use McFred to bring better teams down to our level so we can beat them, says Fisticuffs. And is it acceptable to go to bed at 7:30 asking for a Polish friend, says Shelton? What, because United are boring you already? I think that, you know, people will blame Ollie because he's the manager, but you can't get blood from a stone. Like, what else is he supposed to do tonight? He can't pick any. I would never pick Matic, so he's got to pick McFred. I would have picked Eric Bailly over Lindelof, yes. And look, if Dan James isn't doing anything, you take him off for Ahmad. But it's a hard. RM's right. What if Ahmad's nervous to be playing in a game like this? I certainly think if Ahmad plays up to his potential, then he's a better player with the ball at his feet. You know, he's a creative player. He likes to run at people. He's a different sort of creative player, isn't he? But is he ready to play in a game like this? I think you've got to go with the more experienced player. Who's the home team? Mark, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. Here's Rashford. I thought he was going to hit that then. I mean, corners would be probably a good way for us to score. I mean, we're just passing it around side to side here. It's not really causing them any problems, and Greenwood lays it off there and Fred commits the foul. Congratulations on 1 million subscribers, says Mustafa. Thank you very much. And apparently I'm deluded. Why am I deluded? If you pick Dan James, then you get what you deserve. Watch Bruno. He knows never to pass to Dan James, says the mystery man. Fred didn't get booked there, did he? Uber Melon says, Mark, he's a £30 million player. If he isn't ready to play in a game like this, he shouldn't have been bought. He isn't a youth player. I agree with you on that. It's paining me. Sonic down that side. He don't have the room to run into. Come on, Mark. If that's any game to risk young blood games like this for sure, says Gaz Hardy. And also from Gershon, he says, without you, I'd no longer be watching Man United. Can you call my friend Paul Carrera a prat? Says Paul Carrera. Okay, West Ham are coming forward, 16 minutes gone. I just worry if we go behind in this game because I think a clean sheet is absolutely essential. Look at Declan Rice's passing compared to... I'm going to be watching Declan Rice a lot. I think he will go to Chelsea and not Manchester United, but Just look at the way he wants the ball off the back four all the time. Moving the ball around confidently. Wants it back all the time. Constructing. Ordering. There's a run on here. Fred should be okay. Henderson puts it out for a throw-in. That's good. Harry Gagan says that Chelsea don't want Rice. I bloody do. Here he is again. I've played centre defensive midfielder. I'm sure many of you have. Your job as a centre defensive midfielder is not to play the percentage pass. To, just play a 5-yard pass and keep your passing stats accuracy good. Your job as a centre defensive midfielder is to dictate. You're a conductor. You conduct the tempo of the team. Well, if I'm playing CDM or Carrick's playing CDM or you're playing CDM, you get that ball. You're looking to try and pass and move. You're looking to try and find the space. And if the space isn't there, you don't give up the responsibility to your centre back. You do it yourself. Unfortunately, the two people who are providing the tempo for our team is Fred and McTominay. Well, I'm sorry, whatever you think about them, that's the problem, isn't it? Oh, Henderson and Maguire, bloody hell. Well, that would have been unlucky. Henderson came for it, Maguire chopped him down and the ball just dropped, and thankfully I think Luke Shaw was there. But could have been an unlucky disaster there. Oh my God, Wan-Bissaka's passing is awful. That's about the third time he's given it away. And we've now got an injury at the back. And it's Bowen down again. I thought it was going to be one of our players. But yeah, the cross comes in from Cresswell and it deflects. There would have been an offside anyway. Deflects off McTominay. Henderson comes and punches it. And Bowen ends up getting sandwiched with Maguire and Henderson. Fred makes me miss Pereira. The bloke's a liability, says S. And Dan James looks like someone who lied in his CV, says Emmanuel. With Declan Rice, not even his passing, he reads the game unbelievably well for a young player. His positional play is top draw, says the mystery man. I mean, look, I'd give a negative on Declan Rice. He worries me about his mobility. I don't think he's particularly mobile, but maybe he's deceptively mobile. Bruno for Fred, Greenwood at 10 and Rashford up front and Ahmad on the wing. Bruno will do the hard work. Fred does and can pass just till Pogba's back, says Mark Dobby. Squeezing a performance out of Fred is like having a poo that's too large. You can force it, but in the long run, you're going to get stung, says Ivano. The difference between Rashford and James is 6'1", half the dozen the other. Neither of them offer anything other than speed, says Michael Hawkes. Rashford, Martial and Greenwood played brilliant one-touch football near the box last season. Where's that gone this season, says Neba. And Evening Mark, if we are hunting for any plus points, well, at least we've done more tonight than against AC Milan, where we didn't show for the first half, says Andy and Bruno. I said this in the AC Milan game, and I do agree with Mark Dobby. I personally would put Bruno in the midfield too, because he can take the ball off the back four and actually pushes forward. You'd have to lose Bruno closer to the goal, but at the moment, the midfield is providing nothing other than a babysitting service to Maguire and Lindelof. So I would put Bruno in to that midfield. Maybe try Greenwood at 10, put Rashford through the middle, get Ahmad on. But again, you're putting Ahmad on, and I don't think he wants to do that at the moment. Rio says that Dan James is playing well. Yeah, I think in a very limited way. I mean, what's he doing? Getting the ball and playing a 5-yard pass. That's not playing well. I don't think any United player is playing well. There's a few people who are playing a few passes and moving, but we've not caused any problems. We might get a corner here. Where's the pressure on Declan Rice there? What the fuck is that there? Can somebody explain that to me? Declan Rice whacks the ball up into Nasser. He's waiting for it and no United player runs for it. He misses the first bounce and still no United player goes for him. Have I just watched what happened just there? We're 20 minutes into a game at Old Trafford. The ball goes into orbit in the West Ham penalty box and no United player pushes for it. I can't believe what I've just seen. That ball is in the air for about a year. Andy doesn't get it first time and nobody's pressuring Declan Rice. I can't believe it. Lazy work rate, says Drisk. I just can't believe no one's pressing that ball. Wan-Bissaka can't pass you in tonight, says Thomas. Here's Luke Shaw. I said in the preview, I think Luke Shaw's massive in this game. And he's won as a corner. Now, these are important for United tonight. got to get the first goal. If we get the first goal, I don't think we'll get beat. Which, you know. Calm down. Why should I calm down that Manchester United players are showing no bloody passion? I can't believe that. I think it's disgusting. I think it's... If I was on the touchline, I would be shouting like that. And I don't know whether any of our coaches do it. But Maguire should be shouting at them as well. The ball's in the air in their box. Go and put some bloody pressure on him. Here's Luke Shaw's cross. Second ball. Second ball. Second ball. Go on, Harry. Shaw's got it. Whip it, whip it, whip it. It's a lovely cross. Oh, they've cleared it. Got it back though with Wan-Bissaka. Very, very evenly matched teams at the moment. See what I mean about Fred there? There's your dictator. Fred gets the ball, has a look around and then gives it back to Lindelof. Why is the responsibility to go forward, the centre-backs? Here he is, Fred. What's he going to do? Your job is to go forward. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? The ball's on to Luke Shaw. He gets it to Rashford. That's better. Move it forward. That's your job. It's too slow. Too many touches from too many players. Even Bruno there. It's too many touches. Move it quick. Lovely play by Declan Rice, that. Absolutely lovely. Well in by Wan-Bissaka. Have a shot, Bruno. Into Greenwood. Have a shot. Oh, better. Best bit of play. No, didn't test the goalkeeper, but good link-up play between Greenwood and Bruno because it was fast. It was quick touch. It was good. Good tackle, Wan-Bissaka. And watch Bruno and Greenwood here. One touch. Bang, bang, bang. That's better. Much better. Quality players move the ball quicker. Zaid says, do you think Rashford's injury is affecting him? I think we've got to assume that he's fit to play. Because that's what Ollie said, that he trained properly yesterday and he was fine. So, annoying that Donny van der Beek has been out during this period. Could have extended his game time. Very annoying, Daniel, but it is what it is. A 3-year extension for this, is Michael. Is that what he's had? Here's Bruno. Here's Greenwood. Good cross. That's a goal. Oh, Rashford! He's closed his eyes again. If he's closed his eyes again, he's shouting at himself. What have you done? What has he done? What a chance. This is the problem with Rashford. It's just that difference between being top class and world class. It's a lovely cross by Greenwood. Has he closed his eyes? I don't think he has closed his eye. He's just not got his head on it. Got to score that. Got to score that. Great cross by Greenwood. That's a big, big chance. A very big chance. But look, you know, we've had the best chance of the game. Let's build on that. Oh, Maguire's down now. My opinion on the Ollie deal is when he came in and got a string of results, they gave him the job and we went in a bad piece of form. Surely wait till the end of the season, says Marcus Wynn. Go to see the wine. It's good to see the wines out, says Mike Jane. Reminds me of my alcohol-fueled days in Mourinho. And Lindelof at CDM is last resort. He's a strong passer and would let McTominay push forward, says Will B. Well, I'd probably have Twan Sebi. I don't know what's happened to Harry Maguire here. He'll be all right. But I don't know whether he will be all right, actually. It might be one of them concussion things. No, I don't think he will be all right. Oh, no, maybe it's his jaw. It's simple. If United cannot play counter-attack, there's no pace in the side, says Gaz Hardy. When we play any other way, that's not counter. Rashford nearly made me backhand this cat across the room, says David Mills. I think he's all right, Maguire. I think he just caught one in the mouth. Yeah, just caught it in the face. Why does everyone get on Rashford's back every game, says Mark? I don't think they do. I think everyone's happy that Marcus Rashford's playing. I think everyone acknowledges that Marcus Rashford's one of our best players. I think he should have scored that chance, but yeah. Pray for Maguire, says Tyson. He's fine. I thought it might be a head injury, but it's not. Why does Ollie sit on the bench looking at his iPad rather than directing his players on the touchline, says Noah? Because he's watching me. He's watching us. He's looking at your live comments. So tell him what to do. Mark, stop missing my super chats. It's okay. No, you're busy. If you sing, Dan James will score. If you're hearing this, hope you're having a great day. You're a legend, says Invisible. Sorry, mate, if I've missed your super chats. And I hope you're having a good day as well. I hope you're all having a good day. I don't like this. I don't like Sunday night games at 7 o'clock. I'm dead against it. I've got to be honest. But it is what it is. Did you see how Bruno hugged Lingard pre-game? I won't say anything more, says Sirath Math Fitness. I don't know what that means. Tell us more. Ollie out, Goldbridge in, says Ollie White. Here's Luke Shaw. Basically, I'm taking notes for the match reaction because they're going to be relevant. Here's Greenwood, who I think's looked good. Cross comes in. It's a good cross. It's another corner. Greenwood looks lively. I think the only two players that look like they can make things happen are Bruno and Greenwood because they're the only two players who've got techers. They're the only two players who've got a footballing intelligence. And what I mean by that is they can move the ball one touch, two touch very, very quickly. Corner's not been done very well there. But yeah, Greenwood and Bruno, if you had another couple of players like them, you could get through that low block. But basically, to get through that low block, you've got to pass quickly, one touch, two touch. And Greenwood and Bruno are the only players who can do it. And Shaw. Wan-Bissaka always wants 3 touches. McTominay and Fred want about 10. Greenwood again. Greenwood and Bruno. Greenwood's absolutely playing brilliant. Really good. I told you what I've always said about Mason Greenwood. I said he can be anything he wants to be, and people think because he's had a bit of a dodgy season that he's not still an amazing talent. He can be anything he wants to be. Mason Greenwood could be up there with people like Mbappe and Haaland in the next few years if he wants to be. Here he is. Hit it. Oh, he went for it as well. He did. He looks full of confidence at the moment. Where is Bruno? Well, he's all over the place, Alexia. I mean, if you're not watching the game, then... that's your problem. Neil Barrett, thanks for the super chat. I had to miss the first 25 minutes, says Charles Crane. How are we doing? Probably for the best. Ollie's just the Norwegian Pulis, says Lewis. Well, I think some people have made their mind up, haven't they, on Ollie, which is disappointing. Irfin says Bruno's missing at the moment. Man, I think you need to go to the opticians tomorrow and get a pair of these. I've seen Bruno have about 20 touches already in and around their box, moving the ball about. I don't know what people are on about. I think they think Bruno's like Messi and he's going to run past 20 players. You need to understand the game of football, people. We miss Martial. It's not popular, but we do, says Sharath Math Fitness. Here's Rashford into Fred. Goes backwards. You boring shit. Go forwards, mate. Bloody hell. Bottler. We're on the edge of the box. Find a forward pass. Don't go back to the halfway line. Here's Bruno. Look. Everybody, here's Bruno pointing at everybody, telling them where to go, leading the team. Here he is again. Luke Shaw on the back post. What a ball. What a ball that is by Bruno. Oh, he's been really quiet. Mason Greenwood's already worth 90 million, says James R. I love that from Bruno because it just sits down everybody who said Bruno's been quiet. He hasn't been quiet at all. He's got the ball. He's pointing at somebody to stop. He's telling someone to come towards him while he's got the ball. And then he whips the ball onto the back post. First bottle of wine already gone. Damn, our woeful passing. Still going for 2-1, says Xander. McTominay, will he go sideways or will he go forward? He goes forward. It's a nice ball as well. Man United have actually been quite... Well, I think we've been quite good the last 5 minutes. Although West Ham's game plan is quite easy to see. It is definitely low block, hit on the break, because they know United will struggle with it. I'm going to have a stretch as well, Mr. Here. Here's Rashford on the left. Into Bruno. Nice little touch into... Luke Shaw. You see how most people don't... Oh, Bruno gives it away but wins it back. No, he doesn't. West Ham's chance to break. Well done, Dan James. Good work. You notice how Bruno will not doesn't want to give the ball to people like Fred. Here's Rashford. Oh, he's fell over. He's got it back, though. He's got it back. Bruno will be quiet in this United team, Mark. He's behind Fred and McTominay when we attack. Says it all. We miss Pogba, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. Go on, Luke. He's got there. Oh, it's a lovely cross by Luke Shaw. No one's attacking the front post, though. Lovely play by Luke Shaw and Rashford then. Calm down, calm down, calm down. We've got the game at the moment. Mark, with our lack of anything in midfield, Carrick should be coming on. Maybe Donny can take training and teach him how to pass, as Andy and Bruno. Here's Greenwood, Fred. Good block by Declan Rice there. Nice bit of play there by Fred. Exactly where McTominay wanted it. He tried to hit it and it was a good block. Oh, Wan-Bissaka's in the book for that. Wan-Bissaka's had a bad game, hasn't he? He's on a yellow card now. I think his passing's been off and, well, he's got a yellow card now. I think Bruno's played well. Can I just say Scott McTominay just hit an amazingly brilliant 40-yard ball to Luke Shaw as well. I can't see many people in the live comments talking about that, and I think you've got to be. Look, do I think Scott McTominay's a centre defensive midfielder? God no, but I've got to say that was a lovely pass, and you've got to be. You know, I want these players to play well for Manchester United. We are hitting that diagonal. Oh, that's shit from Rashford. Don't try and hit a 40-yard pass if you can't do it. Do you think Tellez has had a positive influence on Shaw? I definitely see his influence and crossing more, says David Mills. Yeah, I think definitely, yeah. I think United have been all right in the last few minutes. But, you know what? We say we've been all right. How many shots on goal have we had? And that's the thing, isn't it? Liverpool would be considered to be having a shit half. Man City would be considered to be having a shit half. We like this because we've had some of the ball. We've not tested their goalkeeper once yet. Have we had a shot on target yet? So it just shows you what we get used to being good, which actually really isn't good. Here's Bruno. Nice ball into Greenwood. Here we go. Let's have a shot. Let's have a goal. Oh, what a save and what a bit of play from Manchester United. And that's what we're looking for. Watch what happens here. Fred into Bruno. Quick ball. This is what we're talking about. That is exactly what we're talking about. And this is what doesn't happen enough. Fred gets the ball quickly into Bruno. He feeds Greenwood. He gets a shot off because West Ham aren't organised. That you want to clip that and play that back time after time after time, because that is what we don't do. The CDM gets it, he plays it quickly to Bruno, he plays it quickly to Greenwood, and he gets a shot off. We don't do that. For 6 years we've not done that. We don't do it enough. And that's what Man City do, and that's what Liverpool do, and that's what good teams do. This is what we're talking about when we're talking about moving the ball quickly. That stands out as one of our best attacks in weeks, because we don't do that. Fred gets it, bang into Bruno, bang into Greenwood, go. You give Bruno the space and Greenwood the space and good players the space. When teams aren't organised, they'll hurt them. But we don't do that. And it was a great save by Fabianski. Lovely ball by Fred. Brilliant ball by Bruno. Great shot by Greenwood. Good save by the keeper. And that's what happens when you give Bruno and Greenwood the ball quick enough. We don't do it. We don't do it. That is the clip to take of what the problem is at United, and it's the CDM. Because Bruno and Greenwood and Rashford and Martial and Cavani and Dan James and Ahmad and anybody else, they can't do damage if they don't get quick ball, and we don't get quick enough ball from our centre defensive midfielders, which is why we need to buy one. Wish we'd bloody scored. What a ball by Bruno. Hit it! Why didn't you shoot with your foot? Why didn't Rashford shoot with his foot? Why is he going with his head? Is he offside? Well, he probably is offside, but why doesn't he go with his foot? I think he was marginally... Well, it wasn't offside that he'd know it. I think he might have been offside, but he wasn't offside that he'd know it. No, he could have controlled it on his chest. What do you mean? What do you mean he couldn't go with his foot? You control it. You control it with your chest. I think it would have been offside anyway. No, I didn't mean... people are just so stupid. Why? What do you mean, go with an overhead kick? I mean, the ball's coming down. What goes up must come down. We're not on the moon. It was coming down. It was offside anyway. Move on. David Britton says we're playing some really good football. Well, we've started to move it a lot quicker. West Ham have just disappeared. It's just a low block against what United can do. But it's 0-0. Keep the momentum and score before half-time, says Ian. Exactly. We've got 6 minutes to half-time. You'd want to be getting a goal. How the hell can people not see what Bruno is? Well, peasants, let them think what they like. I'm not bothered. He's Man United's best player. He'll be Man United's best player, whoever the manager is, and just let them hate. Their life's full of hate. Good tackle, McTominay. When Bruno doesn't score or assist, people say he's done nothing. When he does, people say he's done nothing except score or assist. Makes no sense. It's just called hate, Glenn. That's what it's called. Pure and simple every time. I think Bruno's played really well this half. I think Greenwood's played really well this half. I think some players have grown into the half. Finally shown a bit of bloody hunger. United always seem to be missing some flair in the middle with Fernandes. What do you think they need to sign to improve, says Miss... Well, Bruno is a flair player, so I don't really know what you mean. But what we need is a centre defensive midfielder who can pass the ball. That's what we need. They're so bloody cowardly, our CDMs. They hardly ever pass forward. They always pass the buck to somebody else. Like Fred gets the ball from Wan-Bissaka there and goes back to Wan-Bissaka. There's no There's no responsibility to be the person to dictate the game. They will do it sometimes, but they won't do it for 80% of the time. Your job as the CDM is to dictate the game. You're the dictator. Not Maguire, not Lindelof, not Wan-Bissaka, not Luke Shaw. You're the person who runs the game. Yes, sometimes you have to go backwards. But, like, he gets the ball from Wan-Bissaka there and he's, I'm under a bit of pressure. I'm panicking. I'm going to go back from whence the ball came. Actually, you know what? If you had a bit of football intelligence, you might try and actually do something else. I know it's not going to happen, but can you imagine if Haaland was in this team, we would have chased that down, says Nick P. Well, it was offside anyway, so I think we should all agree to defer. I mean, to be honest, the game, the way I read the game at the moment, it almost feels like we are 1-0 down because we're the team pushing. And West Ham are not. So I thought West Ham first 10 minutes were quite good. But look, Soucek here is just running into space. Got nothing ahead of him. There's Bowen. Oh, he's left Fred for dead there. Luke Shaw's got it. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. 3 minutes to go until half-time. We'll get Flex on visually again. Loving the change. Makes it good. Faster passing is needed, says Dan Scott. Declan Rice, not good enough on the ball. Ruben Neves is our number 6. Yeah, but you've got to be realistic, Ziggy. We're not even looking at Ruben Neves. So we're not even looking at Declan Rice. So we can dream on, I think, in that sense. Max says Luke Shaw's having a stinker. Well, Max needs to go to the opticians tomorrow as well. That's a goal kick. Rashford's passing ability and decision making is poor, says Vincent. Well, maybe he's not fit. Take Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Rashford off at half time. I actually, you know what? In the spirit of fairness, I actually think our worst player on the pitch is Wan-Bissaka today. He's not played well today. In fact, I'm going to tweet that and see what happens. Do you think Rashford plays with a responsibility that he feels he has to do something, though? Nice run by Dan James. Here is Wan-Bissaka. Falls over the ball. Gives it back to Rashford. McTominay. Fred. He's going to go backwards. Bruno's told him to go backwards. Dan James has been very quiet. I don't think... You know what? I'll be absolutely fair to Dan James. This game does not suit Dan James. We were talking about this before the game, that you can almost read a game before a game even starts. And, you know, a low block against beep, beep, it's not going to work, is it? It doesn't suit Dan James. Is Dan James a player that you give the ball into, he controls it and plays a 5-yard pass, or, you know, does a step over or a body swerve? No, he's a get the ball and sprint into space player. He's a good defensive option, but as a creative outlet, he's been very, very quiet. You're right. Greenwood, technique. Rashford, a level of technique. Bruno, technique. Dan James, no. And that's why I think if Diallo was actually ready, you'd start him. I mean, maybe he is ready. I don't know. Who would you put in the lineup for West Ham, says Misery. From Man United, Declan Rice. I'd stick Declan Rice in the team and I'd get rid of Fred. For a start. But this is not a game for Dan James. It isn't. And I'll defend him on that. This is not a game for Dan James. He is a counter-attack, meep, meep, speed, roadrunner. That's what he is. And I say that in a positive way. Like, he's a roadrunner. He's a run 40 yards in and get after a ball. They're not going to play like that. And Ashley's right. It's not like we've got anybody else. Well, we probably do in Diallo, but we're about to hit half-time here. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We have got player ratings in the second half. To be honest with you, this is going to really upset people, but I'm not about to stand down and strip. To be honest with you, if this ends in a draw, I wouldn't be unhappy. I mean, Dean Henderson's had nothing to do, and with Chelsea drawing and Spurs losing and Everton losing and West Ham being a direct rival as well, a draw for us isn't a terrible result. But you've almost got to play it both ways. You've got to say that what is the West Ham motive? What you're critical of Manchester United. I just think our fans want too much. Dan James has outperformed Rashford for weeks. I think that our fans want too much. Right, we've got no Pogba, we've got no Van der Beek, we've got no Cavani, we've got no Martial. The best chance of the game fell to Rashford, and Greenwood had a really good shot, great save from Fabianski. The best two chances of the game have come to us. Dean Henderson's made no saves. I could be in goal. There's nothing, I wouldn't have conceded. They've not tested me at all. So Stevie Wonder could be in goal. So people just want to go in on Ollie all the time. But the reality is, what's West Ham's motive in that game? Park the bus, low block. We can't break the low block. 1k on Bruno, 2021, cash out 2k, return 10k, says Harry B. Don't know what you're talking about. Oh yeah, I'd go for him PFA. Like we did with Young Mark, do you think we could mould James into a right wing back? Says Shane Y2. Don't know. James has been extraordinarily bright this evening, Mark. I'm afraid you lack a certain football mind if you can't see his worth in this game. Lloyd, I don't know what you're talking about, and why do you have to be offensive because you ruin your argument. Dan James has put a shift in tonight. Has he got hold of the ball, played killer passes? Has he got hold of the ball, whipped good crosses in? Has he got hold of the ball and ran past people? What did I say? I know football very, very well, like most people do. That game is not set up for Dan James. He is not a player who plays well against the low block. He can put a shift in and he can keep shape, but he's not causing any problems to West Ham. That's what people are saying. He's been quiet on the attack. Greenwood, Rashford and Bruno have been involved a lot. Like we did with... also, you would be happy with a draw at home versus West Ham. Standards in the gutter there, Mark. I expected better. Finley, you know what it is? I think at the moment we've got a lot of fans who are just very angry. They're very angry people because we don't have what we... Ollie's going to get a new contract. But there's a hypocrisy. There is a hypocrisy in what our fans are doing here. They're demanding more against West Ham at home, who are playing a low block, and we have got most of our decent attackers not playing. We've still got McFred playing. We've still got Dan James on the wing against the low block. We've still got an out of sorts Marcus Rashford against the low block, and people are like, oh, we're playing for a draw at home. Well, what are West Ham doing? West Ham are parking. If West Ham aren't parking the bus, then I don't know what a bus is. So, I mean, Flex, what do you think? I think people have been a bit hypercritical of that half from United, really.
Yeah, West Ham probably playing...
I don't know why.
Can you not hear me? Hang on a minute, one sec. Sorry, had it on mute, my bad. Can you hear me now? Yeah. West Ham are probably leaving a little bit more negative than we thought they were going to be. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, they set up in a defensive way, but we thought with Bowen and Antonio up front and Rice, Suchek and Noble, they would probably try and win that midfield battle a bit more, be a little bit on one front foot. But David Moyes has gone completely the opposite way with that and said, literally, just camp in. Less like Gary Neville was saying towards the end of the half there, get to half time, 0-0, etc. But after a slow start where we were looking like we weren't going to be very inventive, it was quite slow, not much movement, not much running in behind. I think we started to open them up, and you know what side it's going to come from. It's going to come from the left-hand side. Luke Shaw, and Marcus Rashford getting involved. Bruno picking up some great balls in some tight areas as well.
I think Bruno and Greenwood have played really well.
Greenwood, and unless we should be 1-0 up. Like Rashford, Marcus has to score. Has to score the header. He's 6 yards out. There's no excuses. The second one might have been a fraction offside, but maybe didn't even have brought it down.
Let's be honest, isn't it?
100%. He's got to score. He's got to score, and Greenwood does really well to get that shot off, and it was a good save onto the post. So against a team that are doing what West Ham are doing with the options that we have available,
exactly,
we can't really expect too much more than that, other than, well, it's going to be, chances aren't going to be coming flooding in, but we're dominating the ball. We keep recycling the ball, going down our strong side, which is our left side, asking our influential players to do something like Luke Shaw, Marcus Rashford, and Bruno and Greenwood. They're the four that you would say out of the team, should be really, really trying to come to the forefront. They're trying to do that. And we haven't taken our chance.
Well, Alfie Palmer just said there, and I agree. With that team, what more do you expect? You've got fans. You've got fans saying that Dan James is can't. He's it's a low block. I feel sorry for Dan James. I don't think he had a bad half. I think he kept the shape and he put a shift in, but it's not suited. He's not a one-touch passer. He's not gonna knock a De Bruyne type pass.
No.
He's got no space to put crosses in. He's got no space to run into. All he can do is put a shift in. McFred have. I mean, look, that quick ball by Fred. If he did that 10 times a game, we'd be a different team. This is why we need a CDM. That one chance for Greenwood was exactly why we need a CDM. Fred, for once, looked up, whacked it into Bruno quick, and he was like, "Shit! It's the first quick ball I've had all season." He was like, "Fucking hell! I've had a quick ball. Bloody hell! Greenwood, make your run." Greenwood's like, "Fucking hell, I'm making a run. I'm off." Bruno's like, "Go for it. I'm in. Fucking hell, I'm in." And then Fabianski scored. I mean, if you could clip one bit and show it to Ollie and say, "That's why you need a CDM." We've talked about this for so long. The live comments have spoke about it so long. That is the clip to take to Ed Woodward and say, "This is why we need a CDM." Because every CDM I've got takes the ball, either passes it backwards or takes 4 touches. Fred got it. He went bang into Bruno, and Bruno was like, "Fucking hell, Greenwood, go."
Yeah, you can believe it.
And that's what good teams
Great football,
do.
that move. Great football. Yeah, exactly. Great football, that move. Right out from Henderson as well. And that's just it. That's why, I mean, you can't, when you look at our performance, it did start off, I tweeted out, this is going to be a long evening. It looked like it was going to, 20 minutes in, you're thinking, this is what this is going to be. And then slowly we just went down our dominant side, which is our left side, and then started quickening up the play, started playing quicker, started playing with a bit of intent, and Bruno picked out, like I said, he picked out some brilliant balls, really has, in tight areas. And our right side is a little bit non-existent in this game, because you look at Wan-Bissaka, he hasn't got space to
He's been the worst player. I like Wan-Bissaka, but you've got to
can't sort his feet out.
You've got to distribute the, you can't always keep saying it's Maguire and Lindelof. You've got
no. This is his downfall. This is where Wan-Bissaka, similar to James, if it's a very compact area on that right hand side, you've got 2 players that are null and void, are kind of against a low block. Now I know obviously Wan-Bissaka's a defender, but when there isn't that space for him to overlap into and whip across in, or make that dart and run inside where he travels with the ball and picks someone out, he needs to be a bit more inventive, because it's tight in there and it's cagey and it's a low block. He's null and void in those situations as well. Whereas Luke Shaw can carry the ball. Luke Shaw can be a bit more inventive with his passing, and he's got better feet than Wan-Bissaka. So hence why we're seeing that. And Rashford can get at players better than James. So yeah, our right side is null and void. But with what we have available, how can it not be? You could argue, well, this is why you should bring in Ahmad then or whatever. But he's still young. He's still got to come into it, and maybe we might see that later on. But right now, they actually just need to keep doing what they're doing. I know people are going to say, "Oh, this is crap." No, we created quite a few about 3 good chances there. The Rashford one, which may have been offside, cool, but who knows? But it's a good chance. The Greenwood one, and the one that Rashford should have scored. And then Luke Shaw got to the byline a couple of times, put it on the 6-yard box. Fabianski spilt it, and it could have been a James tap-in. He's pulled it back where I think Dawson, got the clearance. So we're getting into dangerous areas. We just need to keep probing, keep the intensity up, and I hate to say it, keep going down our left-hand side, because that's all we got.
Thing is, if you're Ollie out, you're going to hate that half. I get it. You're going to be like,
you're just going to blame him.
Yeah. Where's the imagination, vibes, and PE teacher, and Ollie the Wally? Because that's what you're going to do. I get that. But you know what? I'm going to give Ollie till May. I know that if we don't lose that game, that we're in a strong position. And what I would say, Flex, is, to be fair, if I was in goal or you were in goal, we've kept a clean sheet. Like, there's, Lindelof and Maguire.
West Ham are doing nothing. Nothing to do.
West Ham have shown no. So if West Ham have not, if I can be in goal and keep a clean sheet, that shows you West Ham ain't trying to really do anything. What are they trying to do? Low block, and United won't score. And we nearly did score twice. Rashford should have scored. We've not even spoken about it. Greenwood's was probably the best bit of play we've had since Pogba got injured. And hence, he can't pick anybody else apart from Fred and McTominay. So we're never, that Fred moment was so good because it was like, fuck it, that's what we need. But we know they can't do that on the reg. So I think what Alfie Palmer said is spot on. With what we've got, we probably can't get much more than that. Now, I'm just going to quickly go to the toilet. I just want to ask you, second half, 45 minutes, if West Ham keep the same, maybe we take the draw and we move on, get players back for April, whatever. But would you be looking to make any changes?
Not yet. No, not yet. If you're honest, guys, I mean, you're looking at the bench, like I said, at half-time. You've got Matic there. Is he going to come on and add a spark to the game? Fred's actually having a good game. Fred's getting on the ball. Like I said, that pass forward came from Fred in that half. And he's getting on the ball, sweeping it to the left, doing his thing. He's actually having a decent game. But really, the only viable thing is to get Ahmad on for James. That's really it. You're not looking to bring on any of them defenders because they're null and void in a game like this. So that's all we got. And that's why I'm not being hypercritical of how we're playing. One, because under this regime, this is what we do. This is what we do. And secondly, which I'm not saying is good enough, but I've accepted it. And secondly, with what we've got available, it's not like Ollie's got a wealth there of attacking options there to change it, which was my worry that if it doesn't go good. But I saw enough in that first half. I don't know what you guys think. I saw enough in that first half to say to the boys at halftime, if I was doing the team talk, just keep doing it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep penetrating down that left-hand side. Keep driving. And more importantly, keep the movement off the ball because otherwise you're going to have the back five with the three just in front and they're just going to be comfortable. They're just going to be set in their ways. They're just going to slot across. So if I'm Ollie at halftime, I'll say I've seen enough to say that we can cause them trouble. I've seen enough to say they're not offering anything. We're on top. Keep the ball moving. Keep passing with intensity, but make sure you take the chances because, the longer the game goes at 0-0 like that, you get that extra little bit of belief as West Ham. 0-0, keep it tight. A draw's a great result for them in the context of what they're trying to do. And it might not even be the worst result for us, considering the others, like Mark was saying before, that it'll be an as-you-were situation. But, if we're serious about really distancing ourselves from any form of top four scrap/race, I think we go and win this game, especially against the West Ham side who are literally saying, listen, guys, we'll take a draw right now if you give it to us. We're not here to win. You know what I mean? We don't want to risk losing this because we got our game in hand. We'll take our chances with that.
Yeah, and what I would say is, look, I was just thinking about this then. With that performance there, I'm not for any minute saying that is the future. That can't be the future.
No,
at the end of the day,
not.
We're struggling. We're grafting to try and break West Ham down, who are basically parking the bus. If Ollie comes out afterwards and thinks, I'm showing progress off a result like that, I don't think Man City are grafting to break that Man City side down. We need a lot of investment. We need a lot. But for where we are at the moment and in the context of the season, and you do get to the business end of the season and sort of it does become about the result, I think we're the team we're the team that should be ahead and we're the team that's more likely to be ahead. And I'll take that. Basically, we spoke about that. We spoke about managing the game before a ball was kicked and we were like, oh, fucking hell, Antonio's a threat. They've got a strong midfield. We can't pass the ball, Greenwood might be a bit inexperienced. Rashford might be injured. Dan James against the low block. It's all on Bruno and Shaw. And actually, Greenwood's had a really good game.
They've done all right. Yeah, that's what I mean. We've done well.
So I think we've done all right.
After the first 20 minutes, don't get me wrong. The first 15, 20 minutes, I'm thinking, this is, but then we found gears to go up. And again, we're looking to our influential players to bring something to the table in games like this. Shaw's definitely one of them. He's had a good half, created chances, done his thing. Greenwood, again, up front against, a back five, a three centre-halves there. Can you come off the front? Can you be imaginative? Can you cause problems? Answer is yes, he has done that. And Dan James, we could probably expect he was going to be not in the game in terms of an attacking threat. But it's there. And Rashford's getting involved and getting to the positions. He just hasn't finished his dinner. So I would, like I said, I'm saying more of the same, even maybe up it, even go that little bit harder, that little bit quicker. But you have to keep playing in the same manner. Keep the ball moving quickly. The more we slow it down thinking we got time, we got space, no, we're not winning the game right now. That can come when you're 1-0 up and you want to invite them on and then there's more space. But right now we've got to go and get that first goal. We get one goal I think we'll be fine, provided we don't give away a stupid free kick or set piece and don't defend it.
Well, Kevin Mowry says our two defensive midfielders are dead and our centre-backs know this. They're constantly dribbling past them. And maybe an unpopular opinion, but get Tellez on for McTominay. Change the shape and bombard them, says Robbie Dice. Players coming out for the second half. Where's it going to go? Flex, what do you think?
I'm going to be a bit more positive now after seeing the first half. I'm going to say we'll nick it 1-0.
It's a massive result if we can win it. I mean, a draw, as long as we don't lose, a draw's not terrible. But if we can win
it... But it'd be a 0-0 and it's like, well, you're assuming if it's going to be a draw, it'll be a 0-0. It just rubs you up the wrong way.
It will get penalties if we draw.
Rubs you up the wrong way. But then again, in the way the game's going, if there's another half like that where we should have a gilt-edged chance because there's not many and we didn't take it, can't really blame Ollie for that, can you?
No.
Can't blame Ollie for Rashford missing from 6 yards.
No, he should have scored.
Exactly.
And it was a fantastic save by Fabianski. We could be 2-0 up and everyone would be like, it's great. And, you know...
There you go. Fine margins.
Anyway, right, we'll get you on the fan forum, mate. Thanks for popping on.
Cool. Enjoyed it, man.
Nice to see you for a change.
Yeah, I know. It's not bad. It's not bad. I can get used to this. So, yeah. See you lot on the fan forum, man.
Okay. Speak to you in a minute, mate.
Peace.
Ta-da. A few people talking about standards being on the floor. Mate, my standards are never going to be on the floor with this football club. They're never going to be on the floor because I demand titles. I demand we buy the best players. So people know my standards are not going to be on the floor. What I would say is that my expectations are not on the floor. But as I said, we should be 2-0 up in that game. And it's not Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's fault that Rashford doesn't score from a fantastic cross from Greenwood. So we should be 1-0 up. We should. It was a great save by Fabianski and Rashford should have scored. So if we're 1-0 up, what are you moaning about? I just feel, and I respect it and I get it, but I just feel that people have made their mind up. So if you've made your mind up, there's nothing I can say to make you be positive about this. But the reality is, my expectations are not on the floor. West Ham are 5th in the league and they've done fuck all in that game. I could be in goal and we'd still have a clean sheet. We are playing with McTominay and Fred, who we can all admit aren't good enough. And yet, you know, if people aren't good enough, you tend to lose games. And we're not losing. And actually, we should probably be winning. And that's with all the problems that we've got and all the injury problems that we've got. And you know what? I'm a Manchester United fan. I don't go into games looking for problems. I want to win. So, yeah, look, there's loads and loads and loads of improvement. And this is nowhere near the level we should be at. But there are mitigating circumstances tonight. There is literally nobody else to play at CDM other than McTominay and Fred. Because I wouldn't trust Matic. So, and we should be winning the game. So you've just, you know, it depends whether you want to find any positives. I don't think there's huge positives, but in relation to the result, I think we've been the better team. I think we have been the better team. And I think we've shown the better impetus to try and win it. I'm fully awake to the problems in this football club. And I think that they may well get worse again. But as things are, you know, would I have made any changes at half time? Ahmed should be on for Rashford. He's better than him already, says Max. Well, I think Marcus Rashford's becoming a villain, and I don't really like that. I think Marcus Rashford's a very important player for us. Personally, I'd probably get Ahmad on for Dan James, but I don't know whether he'll do it because I think he's Greenwood. Go on, into Dan James. Now, where are you going to put the cross, Dan? It's a shit cross. It looks a good cross, but there's never going to be anybody there. Focus. What have I said? Keep the clean sheet in this second half. Keep the clean sheet. Hope you're doing well at United Stand Picks if you played it. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. We're closing in on 7,000 subscribers. Bottom right hand corner to do that. I'll tell you what we're doing exactly. We're 300 away. So bottom right hand corner to subscribe. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Every morning at 10 a.m. Always live and interactive. So subscribe and get involved. We've got the player ratings for you to vote for on the website. I'll tell you when that opens up and I'll drop the link in the video description. And mark every player out of 10, including Ollie, and 6 being the average. And then we've got the fan forum with Flex and the lads afterwards, as well as my match reaction. So lots to come. Make sure you subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Oh shit. No. Not Bruno. Mark Noble, I'll hate you forever if Bruno is injured. Oh, he's up. He's up, don't worry. I saw him go down. I was like, no, man down. No, not Bruno. There, you booked, McTominay. And you booked. I know you booked. Like, you've just basically blocked him off. And I think that's a bit of a silly yellow card for McTominay, because there's absolutely no way that Aaron Wan-Bissaka or Bruno Fernandes are not going to catch him. Bit silly Scott there. George Fish says there's nothing wrong with that cross from Dan James. There's nothing wrong with the cross if he hasn't just received the football from Mason Greenwood on the edge of the box, and Mason Greenwood's the most forward player. There's nobody going to get on the end of that cross. He shouldn't put that cross in. He should wait, because there's literally nobody. It's not a bad cross. It looks a good cross, but in the context of the game you are playing, and if you've ever played football, you have eyes. You receive the ball, you look. It never should have gone into that area, because no one was ever going to get it. Oh, fuck off, Fred. And that's why we need a CDM again. He's driving forward, and unlike in the first half, he reverts to boring Fred and holds on for it too long and doesn't play the pass, and it breaks down. You got to move the ball quicker, and this is why we need a CDM. This is why we need a CDM. Every now and again, they'll do a good pass. We remember it like a birthday. It should be happening 20 times a game. Sideways again. Here's Fred. Knock it forward. Luke Shaw. Lovely play. Lovely play. Luke Shaw. Oh, nearly found Bruno. Lovely play between Rashford and Shaw. And that's one thing people get very negative about. I'm pointing my finger a lot tonight. I'm going to try and put it in my pocket or something. Rashford and Shaw do have quite a good connection in relation to the 1-2. Dan James into Rashford. You've got to come back this way, Scott. There's no one on the right. Bruno, lovely. Went for the shot. Well done, Luke. Luke Shaw's our best CDM, says Frodo. Sorry, Mark, but you call a perfect ball across the 6-yard bar back, Michael. I can't repeat myself, because we're gonna become UK gold. What I'm saying to you is the cross from Dan James was good, but in the situation he just got the ball on the touchline from Greenwood, who's on the edge of the box. So who's he passing it to? Who's he crossing it to? If you don't have the vision that I've got to watch football, then you think you're right. I think I'm right. He gets the ball from Greenwood. He knows who's in the box. Greenwood's got to get in the box, and then he whips across the 6-yard box that no one's there for. It's a good cross if someone's in the box, but he has to. This is football. You can't just whip a cross into the box and say that's a good cross. You've got to look at who's in the box, and nobody can physically be there, and he knows that because he's just took it from the striker on the edge of the box. They can't get there quick enough. So hold it up or put the cross in towards the penalty box. But whipping it across the 6-yard box when there's nobody there is what I'm saying. It's a good cross, but in the context of the game, it's a bad cross because you've got to be aware of what's going on around you. And when you receive the ball from Greenwood on the edge of the box and he's the forward, why would you whip it in the 6-yard box when Greenwood physically can't be there yet? That's what I'm saying. But if you don't think that, you think what you think. I honestly think a CDM is more important than a CDM. Ashley, I said this after the last game. I agree with you, mate. I think that, 100% agree with you on that one. It's becoming more and more evident that we need a centre defensive midfielder. We do need a centre-back. We definitely do. But would a centre-back win us this game? No. Here's Greenwood. Loved his performance in the first half. Ooh! You see, that's the cross that Dan James played. It's a good cross when Greenwood puts it in, because look at Greenwood. This is brilliant. Like look at where Greenwood is. Rashford is attacking the back post, so he's put it in there. But when Dan James put it in there, no one was there. And look how Greenwood's got his head up. That's what it is. If the club is shopping the pound shop, you can't get yourself a Porsche. Have you seen our bench, says Andy and Bruno. Well, yeah, the bench ain't great. Greenwood's been my man of the match. Yes! McTominay! Oh, Scooby-Doo! Scooby-Doo! Get your head on that. 1-0 to Manchester United against West Ham. Bruno with the cross. Manchester United 1-0. That's what we deserve. Get in, get in, get in. Boom. Come on. We deserve that. We deserve this. Bruno with the cross. I don't know whether it's McTominay or is it an OG? Yeah, it goes in off Mark Noble. No, it's Dawson. It's not McTominay. He's celebrating it like he scored. It's Dawson. It's an OG. But it doesn't matter. What a header by Dawson. Get in there. Get in. Still can say Scooby-Doo. Didn't think we'd be celebrating a Dawson header tonight, did we? He is a threat. I did say, what did I say to Flex on the before the match? Dawson is a threat from corners. Unfortunately for West Ham, he's a threat for you and not us. 1-0. Come on. Come on. Come on. Where are you? Who are you? Come on. Let's be having you. Who are you? You're meant to be Manchester United fans, you miserable shits. Oh, I don't want Ollie to get a new contract. I don't want Manchester United to win. It doesn't fit my stubborn agenda. Come on. Where are you? We're Manchester United fans. Come on. We're winning 1-0. I tell you, if we win tonight, we've got top 4 done. So what are you moaning about a contract anyway? Surely if you get top 4, you get a new contract with 1 year left on. Come on. We're Manchester United. Let's build. Come on. Manchester United. Come on. You're a Manchester United fan. Put your selfish little agenda to the side. You don't know what you're on about. We're Manchester United. Come on. Let's have it. Stop wanting us to lose. Man, West Ham have parked the bloody bus here. Go on, Rashi. Go on, Rashi. Oh, he's blocked it. We're all over him here now. We're like gravy on a roast dinner. McTominay, see, he's got his confidence now. That should have gone to Wan-Bissaka ages ago, Dan. Better. Get the second goal and kill him off. Don't shoot, Fred. Goal kick. Owani says half our fan base act like they don't support Man United, but I think some people have got into this mindset that they think if we keep losing, he's going to get the sack. He's not going to get the sack. So you've almost got to become Dick Whittington, because you are a bit of a dick. Get your little thing with your little handkerchief and walk away, because he ain't going anywhere. The club's not sacking Ollie, even if we don't get top 4. So wanting us to lose is futile. They're going to stick by this manager. So if you're a Man United fan, why make yourself miserable? You've got to want us to win, because Ollie's not. What I can't get my head around is why people want us to fail because they think the manager's going to get sacked. Our board's incompetent. Even if we did fail, they're not going to sack him anyway. So you may as well want the miracle. You may as well want us to win and do well. Lovely play by Declan Rice here. That's what you want from a CDM, to be fair. Antonio, is that going to go for a corner? Yeah. Mark, can you call me Scooby-Doo? Says Joel Gazer. Scooby-Doo! Scooby-Doo! Well, Scooby-Doo didn't score. Scooby-Doo didn't score. It was Dawson. Dawson's Creek. I don't want to wait. I don't care that you are Pratt Bridge, because I like the high standards we should demand from the team and have a higher understanding of football by listening to you, says Stray 17. I didn't think that was the way it was going. I actually thought you were going to bury me there. Mark, if they don't renew his contract, it's not like he's going to Madrid. I even doubt any Premier League would take him. See, this is it. Good header away by Maguire. You're just being. I understand that people might think Ollie's not the man to win his titles. God, I agree with you. I don't think he is. I hope he is, but I agree with you. But wanting us to lose at the business end of the season, or it's almost like people just want to go on social media and moan after a 0-0. Look at this, it's rubbish. But I actually can see that team on my left, before a ball's kicked, I already know Dan James, McTominay, Fred, Wan-Bissaka, they're not really great on the ball in relation to moving the ball quickly with one touch. So half your team can't move the ball very quickly. So you think straight away, we might struggle to be decent on the ball tonight. But then people expect us to be decent on the ball. And as I've said before, if you can't read a team and you're expecting prime Man City with that team, well, what are you on about? Because you can't polish a turd. I said this last week. You can't buy Stoke City players and make them De Bruyne, Rodri and Gundogan. You need to buy players like Rodri, Gundogan and De Bruyne. And unfortunately, McFred and Matic and Dan James and to a certain extent, maybe even Marcus Rashford. Not that they're bad players, but they're not players that are going to be decent on the ball. So when we've got to pick those players, because we've got no Pogba and we've got no Cavani and we've got no Martial, then why do people suddenly expect that we've got to win like prime Barcelona? It's not going to happen. For me, tonight was about winning. Siege mentality. Manchester United badge on your shirt. That's why I'm happy. I'm not happy with the performance. I think we could play a lot better. But winning, and also, can I just say, not only winning, but deserving to win. As I said, I could still be in goal after an hour and we've got a clean sheet. Me, I could be in goal at Old Trafford and we've got a clean sheet. They've done nothing. Twan Sebian for Wan-Bissaka, says Sam. Well, I don't think Wan-Bissaka's played well tonight, unfortunately. The second game in a row. Kiss me, Mark. Scooby-Doo, says Dylan. Look, it's all about opinion. That's what the United Stand's all about. I, for one, will be absolutely over the moon if we win this game tonight. Absolutely over the moon. Hey, Mark, I love when you say Scooby-Doo, but just curious what the connection is between him and McTominay. Well, it's easy to do Scottish accents if you say Scooby-Doo and McTominay's Scottish. Like Ollie would win the title with Prime Barcelona. Well, I'm not getting involved in this anymore. Ollie doing it again. So glad he's getting a new contract, says Gordy. Wan-Bissaka's in the box. Greenwood wants it. He's got it on his right foot. He wants it on his left. Lay it off. Oh, Wan-Bissaka, lay off. Bruno. Oh, what a save by Fabianski. Lovely shot by Bruno. I tell you what, Bruno's been bloody brilliant today as well. Him and Greenwood, magnificent. Here's Fred. He's going forward. He's got a nosebleed. What are you going to do, Fred? Bruno. I think Bruno's going to get a goal tonight. Bruno again. Hit the shot. I would hit that. Do. Oh, bloody hell. Two centre-backs. This is the worry. Antonio nearly just left Lindelof and Maguire on their own. Oh, fucking hell. Great tackle, Luke Shaw. Great tackle, Luke Shaw. Might just, everyone should accept the fact that Ollie's staying for a while. At the moment, no manager could do any better than Ollie. Come on, Man United, to Xander. Well, I disagree with you on that. I think maybe... Oh, God. Soucek up against Maguire. He heads it wide. We've got to be careful. Still half an hour to go here. What a save by Fabianski from Bruno, though. No, I think there are managers that could make us play better football, but the reality is Manchester United are not looking at anybody else, and to be honest with you, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer should not be getting the sack either. So, I want Man United to be in the Champions League next season. I want us to do well. If somebody said to me, you can finish 6th, win no trophies, and Ole gets the sack, will you take it? No, I won't do that. I'm not doing that anymore. You know, another reset, another Europa League campaign, another... You know, we've got to start from scratch, sell players, buy players. I actually want us to actually get back to some sort of level of stability. And I do hope, I don't know whether I think, but I do hope that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and his coaches gradually keep getting better and better. Thinking United will win anything under Ole is futile, says Jace. Well, I prefer to hope than hope that we lose. So, you know what, it's all about opinion, isn't it? I don't want us to lose. I've supported this club for decades and I don't want us to lose. McTominay is not Scottish, Mark. He's English. He plays for Scotland due to having a Scottish grandfather, says Russ. Well, if you play for Scotland, you're Scottish. Tough. Shaw is surely the best left-back in the league, says M&K Group. He won't. I don't think he'll make any subs. I think it's 90 minutes on the download. I think he knows this is such an important win, he won't make any subs. Not attacking ones, anyway. What are we doing here, lads? What are we doing here? Passing out from the back. I don't like it. See, we've lost it. Fucking idiots. Just blast it. Get rid of the ball. Make 50 yards and let West Ham work. Who would you bring on, Mark? Richard Drew. Well, the thing is, would you take Dan James or Marcus Rashford off in a game like this when you know they're going to put the defensive shift in? That's the problem. Amad Diallo's more of a game winner, isn't he? He's not really we don't really know what he is like as a defensive winger. So I wouldn't bring Ahmed on, to be honest with you. Will he take McFred off? No. But West Ham are going to go for it now. Good. Great block, Harry Maguire, that. This could be a long half an hour. West Ham are going for it. Cross comes in. That's a goal. Oh, what a miss. Was he offside, Bowen? How's he missed that? He was offside. Luke Shaw knew he was offside. He had him in his pocket and he went, "You're offside, mate." Yeah, Luke knows. He knows. Yeah, he knows. He knew he was offside. He should have scored, though. Tell you what, I'm getting excited. Are you getting excited? I'm getting excited. This would be a massive win. People will be hating this. God, there's United fans who are hating this. Imagine what Arsenal fans, Spurs fans, Chelsea fans, Leicester fans. They'll be bloody hating this. Liverpool fans. Where's your sense of pride in your shirt? Where's your sense of pride in the club that you support? Where's your sense of pride in pissing off haters? What a ball to Rashford by McTominay. Oh, Fabianski does well. I think Rashford might have been offside there anyway. A long way to go, though. We're a long way to go. And as we know, there probably will be a chance at some point. Well, Bruno's hurt himself as well. Well, he's all right. He's all right. Bruno never gets injured. He's made of metal. Mark, why don't Ollie make subs in your opinion, says M&K. I don't think he trusts the bench, especially not in a game like this. We're winning, that's nice, but if we can make Scott into De Bruyne, then how can Ollie become Pep or Klopp? In my Ollie can get into last year of his contract, says Tapanshu. We've played much better this half. I don't think we're going to play much good football rest of the season. Just hope we can get good results for now. And Chris Chisholm says, "Hey Mark, please say I sell curly whirlies from my purple burger van in your Scottish action." No, it might come out as something rude. It was a lovely ball by McTominay into Rashford again. That's twice he's done that today. I take the final whistle now. Told you we shouldn't take a draw. Come on, lads. I'll tell you what, I've got to say, for the first time in ages, I've really, really felt passionately involved in a Man United game. And it's not because we've played well. I just think it's because it's a massive game. And I feel that siege mentality that I haven't felt for a while. And it's certainly not coming from the players and it's not coming from the manager. I just felt it this morning. I was like, you know what? Fucking hell. If we beat West Ham, the way the results have gone, if we beat West Ham, we've basically got two hands on top four. And you can't let that slip. So I just think it's huge. I think it's coming from the fans. I think it's coming from you. I don't think it's coming from anything Ollie said or the players have said. But this is a massive game. Massive. If we can find the 3 points, we've basically, I reckon we've got top four. I mean, I'm going to have to say it. I'm going to have to back myself and say it. Hey, Mark, if we get a CDM, I hope it's Fred that gets dropped out of McFred. Think Scott gives us more out of the two of them. What's your thought? Oh, yeah, Nick. Yeah. I think McTominay is a box-to-box player. I don't really judge him as a centre defensive midfielder because he's not. So anything McTominay does, I'm not thinking of him as a CDM. He's not a CDM. So I want a specialist CDM. Then you'd have Bruno as the cam, and you'd have the box-to-box player, which could be McTominay, Pogba, Bruno, Van der Beek, if Pogba stays. But no, you've got to have a specialist CDM. Tired of United fans being upset about being second. Just enjoy football, says Ben R. Cross comes in. I mean, look, Dean Henderson, 68 minutes, I could still be in goal. You know, he's had nothing to do. That's the impetus that West Ham have had. And I do think that I think Bruno's been fantastic. I think Greenwood's probably dropped off a little bit this half, but was fantastic first half. You know, Dan James has put a shift in. I think Rashford's put a shift in. I think Luke Shaw's been fantastic. I think Maguire and Lindelof have been steady. I think Fred and McTominay have been steady. I mean, obviously the same old issues about movement of the ball, but ultimately they've all done what we needed to be done tonight so far. English Stacey, I mean, literally, can you give me a minute to go through the team? She's like, you're not going to credit the defence? I can't go through the whole team in 20 seconds. I work my way through the team. And as I said, Dean Henderson, not done anything wrong, but bloody hell, any of us could be in goal, because they've not done anything, West Ham. Here's Wan-Bissaka going forward. He'd probably be the worst performance from United tonight, Wan-Bissaka. And I don't think he's been terrible second half, but what do you think of Declan Rice? I think Declan Rice has had a good game for them. I mean, I think because we're winning, people will say, "Oh, he's shit." But again, you've got to with a centre defensive midfielder, they could win 4-0 and he could have a crap game. They could lose 3-0, he could have a brilliant game. I think Declan Rice has actually played really well for them. But people will go, it's like the Koundé thing. Oh, Dortmund beat them, so he must be shit. If you're not watching the individual and you're watching the team, then you will say they've been shit. But I think he's played well. Dan James tackled. Just play it simple, Dan. That's it. Let's do that. Yeah, I mean, Maguire and Lindelof have been steady. I can't really say anything more than that because, to be honest, they've not been tested at all. Here's Bruno. And I hope it stays like that for 20 minutes. I mean, you can't start saying our defence has played well when it's not been tested. I mean, they haven't had a shot on goal, really, have they? I can't think of a shot on goal. And I think that's been because they've just played so deep. Ninja Smurf says take McTominay off for Matic. AC Milan all over again. Ollie already going defensive mode, says Sahil. Player ratings will be coming up in a minute. I'll get the link in the video description for you. Still only 70 minutes gone. I wish it was 90. What do you make of Issa Diop, centre-back for West Ham? Great run by Greenwood. Goes to the keeper. And has been absolutely fantastic. Think it's someone we could look into. It says now. We did look at Diop not too long ago, to be honest. He's not a player that we're looking at now. Put it out, Harry. Put it out. Put it out, Harry. Put it out. Oh, he did well, to be fair. Sometimes I think, if in doubt, kick it out. See, we're trying to pass out from the back here, and ultimately we've lost it. And I just think, put it out. I think we try and pass out the back too much sometimes. And if you put that out there, everyone gets back into position and they've got a throw in. And now they're on the attack. Good play, Maguire. He'll keep that in as well. That's it. He puts it out where he should have put it out a minute ago. Team's tired and it needs a change, says White Owl. Mark, would you take Ward-Prowse at United, says Alex Predict? I don't know. I don't know whether Ward-Prowse is about 27 now, isn't he, as well? I don't know that Ward-Prowse is the standard that we're looking at, to be honest. It's a shame that Greenwood's biggest development years are in hands of the Glazers, says Sam. Well, whatever happens, this summer transfer window is out of the hands of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and the fans as well, isn't it? It's in the hands of the Glazers, we need to invest this summer. Right, Dan James, you've got a chance to run into some space here. Run at him. It's a 3v. Come on. Oh, fucking hell. That was a 2 against 4. And he passes it behind Bruno. That should have been 2-0. If you work that properly, that's 2-0. Look at Bruno, turning around at Dan James there. Ad Smith has the stupidity to say Bruno, for fuck's sake. Watch it back, mate. The ball's behind him. No football. How is this Bruno's fault? Watch the pass from Dan James. It needs to be in front of him. He plays it behind him. How is that Bruno's fault? Fucking learn football. How is that Bruno's fault? Dan James plays the ball behind Bruno. If he plays it in front of him, Bruno plays it into Rashford. He's through 1-on-1. All right, he might miss it, but you can't blame Bruno for that. It's got nothing to do with fucking Bruno. You don't know ball. 15 to go anyway. Meep. Oh, okay. Player ratings is open on the website. Let me just get you the link. Would you rather Rice and Torres or Zakaria and Koundé? That's a good question from Dian. Rice and Torres or Koundé and Zakaria? I tell you what, that's a very good question. I don't actually know, you know. That Rice is Premier League proven, Zakaria isn't. I think Koundé is better than Torres, but it might be marginal in some people's minds. I probably would go, I don't know, you know. I don't actually know. I don't like to sit on the fence, so I'd probably go, I think I'd go Rice and yeah, I think I would go Rice and Torres in those circumstances, because I don't know Zakaria. I think there's such a big risk about whether he would be Premier League proven. Yellow card to Marcus Rashford here. Player ratings, links in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being average. Let's be honest, it's a nasty tackle by Rashford. I think if this was Vinnie Jones, you'd get a red. Nah, it's not a red. It's never a red. That's never a red. 15 to go. Well, you know what? I'm nervous, but I'm feeling good because I'm thinking, wow, you never know with United. I'm keeping my gob shut. I'm not going to say what I was just going to say. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're getting close to 7,000. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. Get involved with the channel. You're all very welcome. Interesting chats tonight. Enjoyed it. Cross comes in. Get rid of it, Fred. Rashford. Play Greenwood in. Oh, here we go. On the break. Rashford's going to... Wait. Go yourself. Oh, he's at the post. Mason. Oh, he's at the post. Should he have played Rashford in? No, I don't think he should. I think he should go himself on his left foot there. Get Matic on for Dan James and go with a diamond, says Ninja Smurf United. A few people saying he should have passed. Well, I don't know that passing it to Rashford in that sense means it's a goal. Mark, at some point you have to know you are being trolled with all the Bruno hate. There can't be that many genuine idiots out there, says Julian Lee. The one time Dan James could knock it past and run and does that, says Daniel Harding. I would have shot if I was Greenwood in that situation, I've got to be honest. So it's probably one of those, isn't it? You either do or you don't. Don't get why you don't like Dan James, but love what you do. Keep it up. Yeah, well, I don't get why you're saying I hate somebody that I don't, Alpha. But there you go. Let's agree to disagree. I don't actually hate on any player. I find it quite childish when people say that sort of stuff. Really. Karen says, "Are you bothered about whether we finish second, third, or fourth in the top four? I personally want to aim high and finish second with a trophy or two." Oh no, 100%. I mean, if we finish fourth, it's not progression because we finished third last year. If we finish third, then there's no we've just stabilised. If we finish second, there's progression. If we win a trophy, here's a goal. What a block by Luke Shaw again. Oh, I tell you what a block. Here's Greenwood on his own up front. Needs a bit of support. Kill this game off. Kill it. Kill it, lads. Oh, Fred's going to go backwards. Of course he's going to go backwards. See, it's games like this where I don't like McTominay and Fred either because they just, you need to game manage this game now. Here's Greenwood. Goes wide to Rashford. Have him on toast. Run into the box and have him on toast. That's it. That's exactly... Oh, corner. Well done. I'll have that. We'll have that. Well, Rashford's got through the minutes. We're not going to see anything of Amad Diallo. Oh, dear. Rashford goes down. Yeah, we've played him injured, haven't we? Punched away. Wan-Bissaka. Ten minutes to go. Squeaky bum time. Well, it is squeaky bum time because I think we shouldn't end up losing this game, although never say never. And a draw is not a terrible result. In a way, a draw is not a bad result, but a win is a huge result. I don't even want to look at the league table because I just don't want to sort of get it in context of what we're doing. But the fact that Dean Henderson's not had to do anything tonight should lead to a result for us, but it's a corner for West Ham here. And as we've seen before with United, what was that game right at the end where we drew? Was that this season? Leicester, that was a game we lost a win. That was a draw. Everton. There's been a few this season where we've given up points that we should have had. Look at the legs of Bruno and Greenwood. They're always looking, aren't they? They're always looking. Ain't going to bring Ahmad on. I mean, no subs again. I will write that down because I think it's worth mentioning in the live comments. Remember, you can do your player ratings, links in the video description. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Interesting to see what you're going to vote as your man of the match today as well. Southampton last season it was, yes. McTominay had a decent second half, says Daniel Harding. I wonder if James would be a better player if he'd played at a high level from an earlier age, says Sandard. Ollie's going to run Rashford to the ground. Why can't you just take him off, says Vignesh. I hope I'm not speaking too soon, but Maguire has looked determined today, almost Vidic-like. Greenwood and Rashford have looked sharp too, says George. I don't really feel that the defence has been tested enough that you could say they've been brilliant, but I think they've been steady and played well. But I think the lack of ambition, I'm thankful that West Ham have played. I don't watch West Ham play well. I don't. They're having a great season, but every time I watch West Ham, I won't sit and watch West Ham play. Here you go. Go on, Dan. Go wide. Go wide. It's that final ball. I've never watched them play well, West Ham. They have some great results, but I don't watch them when they're playing Fulham or other teams like that. I watch them when they're playing us or maybe sometimes when they're playing Liverpool. And they play very cautiously. Moyes sets them up very defensively, and they've done it again, and I'm very glad that they have, because I think that's played into our hands. I think if West Ham had gone on the front foot a bit more, that might have caused us a few more problems, but because they've sat so deep with the low block, it's made them less of a threat. And look, the goal's an own goal. Let's be honest, the goal is an own goal. We should have scored anyway. Rashford should have scored first half. Keeper's made a couple of good saves, but the goal that's going to win this game, hopefully, actually, if we call a spade, is an own goal. So it's not like we're beaten 3 or 4-0. And I'm glad that West Ham have come here and played with the low block and quite, unadventurous, because if they'd beaten us, I think the door to top 4 may have been opened up and we'd be in a nervous position. But I think where we are now, I look at it and I go, you know what? I'm very happy. Very, very happy. I legitimately will be saying it on the match reaction how happy I am. You see, there's another cross from Dan James that's just not to anybody. It's a good cross, but you've got to get your head up and look. He can definitely cross, but he doesn't look at where there's anybody is. 85 minutes played and he hasn't made a single sub. I'm Ollie on the fence, but Rashford is literally hobbling. Keep up the good work. That was from Archie Ralph. I've just tweeted it there, and I don't know whether any of you lot play Football Manager, but when you're playing Football Manager, if you're managing like a non-league club, they don't really have that many good players, and your bench isn't that good, so you're winning 1-0 against the half-decent side, and even though your good team are like down on the red zone, you just sort of gamble it out for the last 10 minutes and hope they'll get over the line rather than bring fresh players on. He just doesn't want to do it. He does not want to do it. Do you think the game plays out different if Lingard is on the pitch? Oh yeah, man, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've definitely benefited from that. But for me now, it's about getting this win. It's a big win, very big win. And I would have, if we were going to win this game, I would have predicted 1-0. I never was going to say we were going to win it 2 or 3-0. So yeah. Three minutes to go. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We're nearly at 100,007,000. West Ham with a chance to whack a cross in here. Fred would play far less back passes with the crowd. The fans really drive behaviour change during a game. Ronan, I think that's a great point, Ronan. I think that's a fantastic point. You're absolutely spot on. The crowd would make a lot of difference to the way Manchester United play. I remember Matic getting pissed off because The crowd were getting on at him for playing sideways passes so much. Thank you all. Well, I hope you're all happy anyway. I hope you're actually happy with this. It's a very big win for us. I'm going to get the league table up actually for the match reaction. I refused to look at it before, but I will go through it in the match reaction. Remember, you can do your player ratings, links in the video description, mark every 10 player out of 10, 6 being the average. How long is the referee going to add on? That's the key thing here. But you know what? What I would say as well is that, let's be honest, if you look at the game as a whole, we're 1-0 up. We deserve to be 1-0 up. Has there been any suggestion that they deserve a goal? No. Could we have had more? Yes. That's a great that's a foul on Bruno. I thought it was a good tackle actually. I did. I thought he tackled him quite well. Unlucky. Is it 4-0s? I'm not sure if it's because West Ham are not pressing enough, but Shaw and Wan-Bissaka have been much better when playing out from the back. Haven't lost the ball, says George. And I hate that Ollie doesn't use his bench. Says Imran. No, I think it's inexcusable, really. But in the wider context of the game, I'm just very happy. Neville just said Luke Shaw's the best in the league. Slow sports news, MNK. I and many of you have been saying this for ages. Slow sports news. It's almost like they've got their brain needs to turn for 3 months before they start talking. I mean, what was it? Luke Shaw's been like this for a very long time. He's quite simply the best left back in the country at the moment and has been for a long time. Well, we've got 2 minutes out the way. Don't bring any subs on now. I will mention something on subs in the reaction though, and I've got something quite strong to say about the subs because there is something that's really wrong about that, and I'll tell you some part of it. Marcus Rashford's limping 10 minutes ago. He shouldn't even be. There was even talk that he wouldn't play in this game, and still you keep him on. There are people you could put on that left wing. Like, kept another clean sheet, Jacob. Look, not only have we kept a clean sheet, I could have played in goal. Dean's not had anything to do. He's had nothing to do. Absolutely nothing. It'd be interesting what happens on Thursday because, why would De Gea not come back into the team? It's not like Henderson's had anything to do in that game, is it? Anyway, 30 seconds to go. This is a massive result if Manchester United can get it. It puts us 9 points ahead of 5th place. 9 points ahead of 5th place. You've got to say what I'm going to say, that we have got top 4. Which is huge. You could put Tellez on at left wing as well. Raz is right. Why would you not do that? Why would you not do that? I mean, he plays for Brazil. He ain't a kid. He plays for fucking Brazil. He can easily come on and play that role. 30 seconds to go. We're into added time of added time. No. Blow ref. And he's blown up. They're not even going to get to take the corner. Swivel on it, boys. Swivel on it. There's only one redhead winner in this weekend of the Premier League, and it's Sean Dyche. It ain't you, David Moyes. Get in. Actually, I haven't got redhead anymore. It's gone more grey. Get in. Fantastic result for Manchester United. I tell you what, if you're not happy with that, I don't know why you bother supporting the football club. That is an absolutely massive, massive win. It's a very difficult time of the season. Injuries, played on Thursday night, playing a team in fifth. If they'd beat us, they're 3 points behind us with a game in hand. Greenwood getting a bit of a hug from Carrick. Mature performance from him up front at 19 years of age. But that is a fantastic win for Manchester United. And I will say this, and I'll say it on the match reaction as well. That's top four done. We've just got top four tonight. We won't be giving top four up now. No more league games till April. We'll have a lot of players back by then. The fixtures we've got, we will secure the points to get top four. So look, maybe this talk of Ollie getting a new contract is too soon, but in reality, he will get top four and therefore he should get a contract. But that's a bigger talk for a bigger day. That's a fantastic performance from Manchester United to win that game, having played on Thursday night in a difficult game. To win that, get that result, and for Dean Henderson to basically be asleep with a dressing gown on. Ollie's on the pitch with Maguire and Rice. Get him signed up. Get him. Go on, Ollie. Go and have a chat with Declan. Hey, Deco, I'll call you Ricey. Do you want to call Decky or Ricey? I've got Carricky. He will turn you into Carricky too, Ricey. Come and play for us. Come and play for us. Harry, tell him what. Harry, tell him that joke I did last week. Tell him I'm a right laugh, Harry. Tell him, you'll have a great time. You'll have a great time at Manchester United with me, Harry. I'm the life and soul of the party. I'm proper. I'm a right good laugh. Get me on the drink. We'll have a mad one. Come on, Carrick. We're going to do it now. Anyway, get on the match reaction. Player ratings in the video description. Lots to talk about. Big win. Love it. I'll see you over there in a minute. Do your player ratings. Mark every player out of 10. 6 being the average. Give Ollie a rating as well. And I'll see you over on the match reaction. Massive win. Don't be that fan that feels disappointed tonight because your club's lost, just because you think a manager might have got sacked if he had. We've won the game. It's a big 3 points. We will be in the Champions League next year. That's a massive, massive result. And we move on to the next one as well. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in a minute on the match reaction. The link's in the video description for that as well. And do your player ratings. I'll see you in a minute.